The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Thank you for supporting Dowling Catholic Sports on Iowa Catholic Radio.
And a pleasant good evening and welcome to the Johnston High School Gymnasium. Mark Amadale alongside Scott Babinette as we get set for another girl-boy doubleheader. Game and doubleheader number 3 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Dowling on the road at Johnston. Girls game followed by the boys. Mr. Babinette and Coach, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here tonight at another away game.
Yeah, notice that away part, yeah.
We're getting used to that. But it should be a great contest tonight. Both teams like to get out and run. Of course, like I said last time with Centennial, they like to slow it down, and that didn't happen. So this might be fast-paced on steroids or something. I don't know.
Something close to that. Dowling with the win, as you mentioned, on a Friday night, 65-64, and a thriller up at the Centennial Gym. Maroons even their record at 2-2 in girls play. They're ranked 6th, taking on a team in the Johnston Dragons that haven't lost in a year and a half. They are 29-0 in a 2-year span. They were state champs last year, knocking off West Waterloo, and they're 3-0 this year, and coming off a win the other night. So this is a team that's on a roll, and Coach Jellick has got them rolling here at Johnston.
They do, and it's kind of like they don't even rebuild it all. They just reload and get new players in that come in and make an impact right away, and it's just – he's doing an amazing job with his players, and they're not used to losing. So, and their record against Dowling recently has been tremendous. I think it's 5 in a row. We were discussing earlier, and 8 out of the last 9, which is something that Dowling needs to turn around here pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that was all 3 games they played last year. And keep in mind, both the Dowling girls and boys played Johnston twice during the regular season because they're in the same conference. And then the Dowling boys and girls met Johnston in the postseason. Dowling girls getting knocked out by Johnston in the first round of the state tournament, 47-38 down at Wells Fargo, and the Dowling boys getting knocked out in the sub-state finals. So, yeah, they saw Johnston quite a bit last year, Scott.
Yeah, and Johnston, 2 out of the last 3 years winning state has, that in-between year really fueled their fire to get back in here, and now 29 in a row, but they're just extremely talented. They've got players from the past playing up at Division I level now, and then even to say it was a down year, losing at state finals, right?
Yeah.
But they've been great. And last year they were not going to be denied, just like the year before when Waukee was not going to be denied, and it's so. Dowling girls actually played better at state, I felt, with compared to the first 2 games, but it was amazing run for Johnston.
It was, and the Dragon girls have won, as we mentioned, 29 in a row, and 46 of their last 47 games. Their only loss was at home to Waukee back on February 4th. That was back in 2021. But then they lose to Waukee in the state title game, 71-43, and from then on they've just ran the table. So we'll see how that all comes out. But this is not nearly the big matchup we can talk about. It's number 6 Dowling and number 2 Johnston, the girls game. We move over the suburb to our west in Waukee, and what a matchup they're going to have tonight. It's the number 1 Waukee boys taking on number 2 Waukee Northwest. Of course, the girls game's ahead of that, but that is the matchup that is basically sold out.
Right, and you have 2 prize recruits there, right? One going to Iowa State and one going to Iowa next year, and so it's Iowa State week here in the state for basketball and wrestling, and so it just kind of adds a little more intrigue to that matchup. And as Omaha Blue and Price Sanford are the 2 star players there, so both teams, those coaches are doing a great job. And you look throughout the CIML, just tremendous coaching. We talked about the other night how prepared both teams looked during the game, and they're executing their game plans, and that's the quality of the league on both the boys and girls sides. So
let's take a look at some of the games, then we'll take a break and come back with our starting lineups. So we do have we're going to get started early tonight, folks. Scoreboard says in 3 minutes we're going to have introductions. So let's get through the games tonight. Valley's at Urbandale. We mentioned Waukee at Waukee Northwest. These are all girl-boy doubleheaders. Southeast Polk at Ankeny. Hoover at East Waterloo. Des Moines North at Marshalltown, Lincoln at Fort Dodge, and East at Ames. Some girls-only games. Number 10 Roosevelt at number 3 Centennial, and that's going to get underway right now because they canceled the JV2 game, so it's a 4:45 and 6:15 contest. And then number 13 Mason City at the core, that's 7:30 start, girls only. And a boys only game tonight over at Roosevelt, Grandview Christian at Roosevelt. That'll start around 7:30. Ankeny Centennial and Mason City boys have the night off, as do the Ottumwa girls and boys. We'll take a break here on the pregame show. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinett for Game 1. Dowling and Johnston here at the Johnston Gym. Back with starting lineups after this message here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Iowa Catholic Radio needs you, whether it's assisting with events, answering the phone, distributing yard signs, or being a parish ambassador. Iowa Catholic Radio depends on you to help connect listeners with Christ. Email contact@iowacatholicradio.com to get involved.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. ashworthvision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, my name is Darcy Hoffman from St. John's Catholic Church in Nadell. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Johnston High School Gym. Mark Amadale alongside Scott Babinett. Girls and boys basketball tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network as it's Dowling and Johnston. The girls contest, Dowling girls ranked 6th. They're 2-2 on the season. The Johnston gals are 3-0 and ranked number 2. They are the defending Class 5A state champs. And let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup. First of all, we'll go with Dowling, as Scott Babinett mentioned. The Maroons are once again the road team. They'll be that way for the next, first 5 games of the year. So this is Game 3. We have 2 more road games, right? Okay, yes. I'm just trying to keep track. All right, for the Maroons, Dowling will start at one guard. Ava Zedeker, 5'10 sophomore, averaging 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. She leads the team in all 3 of those categories, including free throw percentage, shooting 83%. She'll wear number 13. The other guard is Layla Tritton, a 5'8 sophomore, averaging 11.5 points, wearing number 15. And the third guard for Dowling tonight is Julia Moore, 5'6 senior, averaging 7.5 points. She'll wear number 21. At one forward is Ellie Olson, a 5'10 sophomore. She averaged 1 point and 2.5 rebounds. And at center, Lauren Frericks, 5'10 senior, averaging 6.5 points. So again, Zedeker, Tritton, and Moore, the 3 guards for Dowling. Olson and Frericks in the post. And our assistant coaches are Joel Danner and Audrey Faber for Dowling Catholic. Coach Kristen Meyer in his 7th year, 108 wins, 35 losses at Dowling. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, that's the Johnston Dragons. Head coach Chad Jellick in his 12th year, 195 wins, 52 losses. They'll start at one guard. Jenica Lewis, the outstanding freshman, has over 20 D1 offers. She's a 5'10 freshman, averaging 6 points and on the year, and leads the team with 3 blocks. The other guard is Aaliyah Riley, a 5'8 junior, averaging 13.5 points, wearing number 22. Third guard is Molly Nelk, a 5'8 senior, averaging 11 points, wearing number 24. Also a captain is Nelk. At one forward, the other captain, Eileen Tankey, a 5'11 junior, averaging 18.5 points. She'll wear number 30. And at center, the third captain is Emma Hampton, a 6'1 senior, averaging 7.5 points. So that is our starting lineups, as Coach Jellick is assisted by Mark Hine, Brad Buchan, Jenny Cook, Christine Wolford, and Kinsey Jellick. And the Dragons, Scott, as we have grandparents being recognized here at Johnston tonight, the Johnston gals taking the roses up in the stands to their grandparents, very touching tribute. But Johnston graduated Jada Jinfey last year, averaged double-doubles, and going to Iowa now on the Iowa basketball team, who takes on Iowa State tomorrow night in Iowa City. Anna Gosling graduated last year, 5'5 senior, going to Grandview. And Zoe Buchan, averaging 13.5 points, attending college in Wisconsin River Falls. So those are 3 starters, but they bring back Eileen Tankey and Aaliyah Riley. The 2 other starters, they start this year for Johnston.
And I believe Tankey has started all 3 years of her high school career and just been a great contributor to their team. She's an incredible player. They'll look for her on flare screens tonight for 3-pointer. Also look for her posting inside. She's just a good combo player. and she rebounds well, leading scorer, leading rebounder, much like Dowling with Zedeker, leading scorer, leading rebounder as well. So she provides a matchup problem for Dowling, and Lauren Frericks will have her hands full tonight.
The Dragons go about 2 or 3 off the bench. Isabella Balsley, a 5'7" junior, will come off the bench as a guard. We'll also see Cortland Jackson come off the bench as another guard. She's going to William Penn to play basketball. And I think the other sub is Jalaya Kinnitz, a freshman averaging 3.5 points. So those are the ones you'll see off the bench. J.C. Blanchard, senior, will come off the bench. She's going to UNI to run track. So Dragons might go 4 deep. Dowling, on the other hand, you're going to see Marin Heller come off the bench. She's averaging 7 points off the bench, a 5'3" sophomore, along with the post players, Ellie Muller and Alex Gaskell. And Muller had quite the game Friday night at Centennial in the win.
She did, and I know, speaking with Coach Meyer, texting back and forth, actually, she was really happy with Muller's game the other night. And I know down at the end she had a couple pivotal blocks, and she had a layup that's scored off a tee-up off of a Frericks drive, I believe it was, late in the game. So, and that was valuable because Dowling didn't score much in that fourth quarter.
No, they didn't, but they knocked free throws down. Ava Zedeker 9 for 9 at the free throw line, and that really helped in the Maroons' win. And Dowling will, it's Tuesday, Friday, so Friday night will be at Waukee. So, get the road gear on again, Scott, because the first 5 games of the season were on the road. I want to thank James Helming for coming back and doing stats. Did a pretty good time last time. They let him in the door, so that was good to see here, John.
Well, we walked in with you. They just rolled their eyes at you.
That happens all the time, Scott. Here are officials tonight, Johnny Getting, Will Dotson, and Michael Tomlinson. We want to thank them for all they do and appreciate seeing those guys as introductions going on here at the floor. We're going to take a break and come back with the tip-off between Dowling and Johnston, the girls' game, before the boys' game tonight. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinett, Jennifer Phelps, our studio producer. But first, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and our pregame prayer with Father Reed Flood, the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Coming back, we'll have tip-off Dowling and Johnston here at the Johnson Gym after these messages.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from CTO. 2023 is just around the corner, and that means time to do taxes. Reduce or eliminate paying Iowa income taxes and instead give to the Catholic Tuition Organization and receive 75% Iowa tax credits. These credits are going fast, so reserve yours today. Online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
All right, we're back here at the Johnson Gym. Tremendous rendition of the national anthem. They even got the sound fixed at the end. Hats off to Jeff Lorenz for going out there and saving the day. Our eardrums would have been popped there, Scott.
What?
Yeah, exactly. As we get set for girls and boys basketball tonight, folks, here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Thanks, everybody here at Johnston for getting us set up. Mike O'Connor, yes, the Mike O'Connor, the one and only, was at Dowling for many years. Now his first year as the athletic director here at Johnston. Tammy Nelson, Melissa Cross, and Randy Sparks. Sparks getting us. That's why we're here with the internet and all this. It's guys like Randy Sparks here at Johnston that go above and beyond, Scott.
That is great. They do that to help get us on the air and get to provide a good broadcast for people that can't be here.
Yeah, we got a few of those. I keep hearing about them. And, hey, we'll try our best to describe what's going on. Dowling will be going left to right. Their bench is to our left. We are behind the scorer's table, but up in the track. This is a track, right? Yeah.
Yes.
With hallways. Yeah, it's a track. So we're up here in the track, and there's nobody behind us except Mr. Reinhardt. A little bit to the right, up there in the upper neck will do, Mr. Reinhardt. Thank you. As we're just about set. Dowling in their road maroon uniforms with gray and white trim. Johnston in their home white uniforms with purple trim. And we're underway as the Dragons win the toss, and they go right to left in front of us towards the south basket here at Johnston. And immediately the Dragons back it in. They get it in the lane. A shot off the back iron, no good. So one and done are the Dragons to start off with. And the rebound out to Dowling. And now here's a steal by Johnston. Jenica Lewis with the steal. Her shot missed everything. Gets her own rebound. Bounce pass in the lane to Riley. Her shot up and no good. Fight for the rebound, and Riley has it. Saved into the hands of Dowling, and here come the Maroons. Down court they go, and a layup with the right hand. Good! That's Layla Tritton with the first basket of the game, and we've already had a lot of action that first 40 seconds.
Yeah, that was crazy. Johnson right now is hitting the boards hard, which I know is a point of emphasis that Coach Meyer wants the Maroons to focus on and not let happen.
Dragons with the ball, corner three, up and good, and that is Eileen Tankey, the young lady who's going to Iowa State. And as a junior hits her first bucket, and it's a three. It's 3-2 Johnston. So Dowling had a quick lead. Johnston now leads by one. Maroons have it. Here's Zediker with it. Ava, who is guarded by Tankey, the Iowa State recruit. Right side, one-on-one. Underneath, shot good. Ava Zediker went right around Tankey for the score, and it's 5-3 Dowling.
That was a nice drive. She retreat dribbled and then attacked, going hard, and got this step on her.
Check that, 5-4 Dowling, and now the other way we go, and the ball tipped out of bounds as Johnston got the ball down court immediately, Scott.
Yeah, they're going to come back fast tonight.
Dragons inbound it. They get it down on the post to Hampton. Inside pivot, her shot off the back iron, rolls off. No good. And the rebound comes out to Dowling.
There's a better box out by the Maroons there. One shot and get back on offense.
Ellie Olsen doing a good job now, whistling a foul on the Dragons as Zediker tried to turn the corner, and she's fouled by Aaliyah Riley. Riley, also a junior.
Yeah, she'll be a good matchup for Ava. She's very quick. She was standing a little straight up in her stance that time, though.
There's Zediker with it, coming off a screen by Ellie Olsen. Backing in is Zediker. Turns, spins, in the lane, shot blocked, and it's safe from going out of bounds by Johnston and Aaliyah Riley. Good defense that time by the Dragons with Dowling leading by one. 6 minutes left to go first quarter. Now down the lane goes Riley. Her shot is out of bounds, and it'll be Dragon basketball.
You had the block back there with Ava got her back on this end with a block shot.
Some tremendous matchups. Again, Johnston with a 29-game winning streak. They haven't lost since the state championship game. They lost to Waukee 2 years ago. Now here is Lewis with it in the lane, a head fake. Down the lane she goes, shot no good. Rebound out to Johnston. Here's Riley for three. It's no good. Box out by Dowling. Nice job by Ellie Olsen. Rebound Maroons. Here's Zediker with it. Ava, down the lane she goes. Her shot up. Good. Little tuck under by Ava Zediker. She has 4 of Dowling's 6 points. Maroons lead at 6-3.
She's attacking really well right now.
And now a steal by Dowling. Here's Julia Moore with the steal. Dribbling down court. Going against Lewis. Gets it over in the corner to Frericks, and Dowling will set their offense. Yes, we have shot clock. We'll have it all year, and that hasn't been at the helm. And underneath is Frericks. Her shot with the right hand. Good. A timeout, Johnston. Frericks went right around Emma Hampton.
30-second.
And we'll keep it here with that 30-second timeout. And Scott, real quickly, let's take a look at our girls' rankings. The new ones will come out this Thursday. But Waterloo West is number 1 in Class 5A, followed by Johnston, Ankeny Centennial, Pleasant Valley, and West Des Moines Valley, the top 5. Dowling Catholic at number 6. Iowa City West, Southeast Polk, Ankeny, and Des Moines Roosevelt comes in at number 10. 11 through 15 has Davenport North, Waukee, Iowa City Liberty, Des Moines North, and Linn-Mar. And we mentioned Waukee at number 12. That's who the Dowling girls will play this coming Friday at Waukee. So that's our top 15 in Class 5A, and this, I think that is the second rankings that came out last week.
And I think those rankings will get shuffled quite a bit with this league this year.
And it's important to be in the hunt there because you want to be in the top 8 to host a first-round game. If you're in the top 16, you're going to be a number 2 seed. Now a backdoor cut by Johnston. Here's Tanky with the shot. It's no good. Didn't have the angle. Gets her a rebound, put back up, and no good. And a whistle and a foul on Dowling.
Yeah, this is becoming trouble for Dowling with Johnston already has 5 offensive rebounds. So that's not definitely what the coaching staff wants to see.
Wow, 5 offensive rebounds. We played 3 minutes and 8 seconds. And Tanky at the free throw line. First one up and good. Eiley is an 82% free throw shooter, best on the team. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Tanky makes a second free throw, and she has all 5 of Johnston's points, 8-5 Maroons. 4:45 to go, first quarter. From the Johnston Gym tonight, Mark Hamadale, Scott Babinet, Jennifer Phelps, our student producer. And we'll be back on Friday with a girl-boy doubleheader at Waukee. Right now, here's Zedeker. Pull-up 3, right wing, good. Right over Emma Hampton. So Zedeker, with her first 3 of the night, she's got 9 points, and it's 11-5, Dowling by 6. This is the Maroons' largest lead here, Scott. In the lane, a shot up and no good. Rebound Johnston, but ball slapped around, and Dowling comes away with it. That's Ellie Olson with it, and a backcourt foul on the Dragons. Nice job by Moore to get that rebound.
Yeah, both teams are playing person-to-person defense, if you will, and staying in each other's faces as far as contesting the ball on the, and which is important. Again, we talked about this last game. You want to have help defense, but you don't necessarily want to have to use it. So the best on-ball defense here so far has been on the Dowling side.
Molly Nelk commits the foul in the backcourt against for Johnston. That's their second team foul. Dowling with 1. 11-5 Maroons. Down the lane. Shot with the left hand, no good. Marin Heller checked in at that last dead ball, and a loose ball foul on Dowling. And I think they're going to get Olson, and they do. So Ellie picks up her first foul, and that's the second team foul on Dowling. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. A substitution for Dowling Catholic as the Maroons get their rotation in. Ellie Muller, 6'1" freshman, played a lot late in that fourth quarter at Centennial in the win. So she and Marin Heller are in the lineup for Dowling.
Looked like Olson had some good position there. She might have pushed us a little bit to get the foul, but it looked like she maybe didn't need to do that.
All right, here's Lewis for 3 off the back iron, no good. Hits the back iron again, no good. Rolls off and slapped out of bounds off of Dowling. And it'll be Johnston basketball with 3:37 left to go first quarter. The Dragons now a substitution. They bring in number 40, J.C. Blanchard. Young lady who's going to run track at UNI. And she gives you that floor experience. She'll replace Emma Hampton for the Dragons. Now here's Aaliyah Riley with it, guarded by Julia Moore. That'll be an interesting matchup. With it is Blanchard. Dragons running their motion offense. Here's Lewis with it, guarded by Zedeker. That's another great matchup. Long 3 coming. It's no good by Blanchard. Rebound Dowling. Here's Julia Moore with the rebound in the front court, looking down low. Gets it down to Muller. Turns in lane. Her shot off the glass is short. A rebound tapped around and controlled by Johnston and Eiley Tanky.
Yeah, she had a good offensive rebound there. Stayed with it, kept the ball up. It just didn't fall for her.
11-5. Dowling, and down the lane, a layup good with the left hand by the Dragons, and that is Eiley Tanky. That is her 7th point, and she has all 7 of Johnston points. 11-7 Maroons.
She's dedicated to leading the way for them tonight.
Yes, she sure is. Here's Moore, but they're all weapons for Johnston. Moore in the lane, has the ball stripped away, and it's stolen away by Molly Nelk. Nelk with the steal, and now the other way we go. Here's Aaliyah Riley down the lane, backs in, her shot no good, and a foul on Dowling. Let's see if they get more.
Yeah, she didn't really need to foul her there. I think she was going to go in out of control.
Fouls on Julia Moore. That'll be her first. And a 3rd-team foul on Dowling. So 3 team fouls on the Maroons, 2 on Johnston. At the free throw line for the Dragons is Aaliyah Riley, a 50% free throw shooter. This might be the gal to foul just to take note. And the first free throw, good. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear.
I think she's thinking you can't jinx her.
I wasn't intending to jinx her. I just mentioned statistics. You just kind of throw them in every once in a while. Second free throw, good. See, didn't jinx her.
No.
I don't want to alienate the Riley family from Johnston.
She's a really good player, and she's so fast, quick. She really is tough to defend.
And all these gals for Johnston, with the exception of Jenica Lewis, had state tournament experience on the big floor in front of the big gym. Here's Zediker underneath. She's battling her way, can't get a shot off. Now a bounce pass in the lane. This is to Tritton. She can't get a shot off. Here is Zediker with it, and she travels with the basketball. So the other way we go. Good defense by the Dragons, making Dowling work.
Yeah, that's a tough, your foot just leaves the ground before the ball hits, and it's that weird turnover that, years ago you might not have seen, but kids are so quick today and ready to go off the dribble. You see that a lot more.
11-9, Dowling with a 2-point lead. Johnston has caught up after being down by 6 at one point. It's been a 4-0 run by the Dragons. Here's Blanchard with it, who stays in the contest. Top of the key it goes to Aaliyah Riley. In the lane, her shot blocked. Blocked in there by Muller. The other way we go, Dowling with the rebound. Here's Heller with it after Zediker got it across the timeline. Zediker open for three, up good! As Emma Hampton couldn't rotate out to defend Zediker, and she hits another three. That's her second of the quarter, and she's got 10 points early.
Right, the whole defense was collapsed by that drive and the kick out. It's kind of like what we saw the other night. There's another block by Muller.
Muller with another block, as you mentioned. Emma Hampton with the shot that was blocked. Rebound Dowling. Here's Zediker in the lane, and bodies hit the floor, and they're going to say out of control was Zediker, out of bounds to Johnston. 14-9 is our score. Minute 10 to go in the first quarter. Dowling with a 5-point lead, and substitutions for Johnston. Aaliyah Riley will check out, and checking in will be Jalaya Knentz.
I don't think Ava was feeling too good after that fall.
No, she took a tumble. Now she steals the ball away from Knentz, and Dowling the other way with it. Here's Heller in the front court, waiting for a backcourt mate, Zediker. Ava with it. Defended by Knentz. Over in the corner it goes to Frericks for three. It's off the back iron, no good, off the mark, and the rebound comes out to Blanchard. Lead pass underneath. And this is Blanchard with the shot. Her shot no good. Gets her own rebound. A power dribble and a shot up and good. Blanchard stayed right with it, Scott, and put it in for the Dragons.
Yeah, Coach Meyer will not be happy with that kick out so fast. She wants the Maroons to match up with the person guarding them on the shot and then get back and contest rather than letting them throw over the top to a wide-open layup.
14-11, Dowling by 3, and now a turnover by the Maroons as Marin Heller turns the ball over with 27 seconds to go here in the quarter. Possession arrow favors Dowling. And the Dragons now, as they shut the shot clock off, will have the apparent final shot of the quarter. Coach Jellick getting Emma Hampton out of the lineup. And into the lineup, returning is Molly Nelk.
Molly broke our hearts her freshman year here.
Yeah, remember the game. So Riley dribbles it up, getting ball screened by Blanchard. Tanky has the ball top of the key. Dowling stays man-to-man. We haven't seen any zone this year. I can say that in both the girls and boys games through 3 doubleheaders. There's Blanchard with it, dribbles to the wing, can't get a shot off left side. Underneath it goes to Tanky, and the shot up and good, and they are going to count it. Officials count the basket. And Dowling with the 1-point lead as we've come to the end of the first quarter here at the Johnston Gym. The score, Dowling 14 and the Johnston Dragons 13. Back with quarter number 2 of the girls contest here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Weekdays at 1 p.m., it's Dr. David Anders with Call to Communion. It's a live call-in show for non-Catholics and fallen away Catholics. Called to Communion on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742, Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Father Reed Flood, a priest of the Diocese of Des Moines, and thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Johnston High School Gym. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinet, game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader, and it's Johnston and Dowling. Dowling leading 14-13. Dragons paced by Aaliyah Tanke's 9 points in the first quarter, and Dowling paced by Ava Zedeker's 10 points. Dragons 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Dowling has yet to attempt a free throw, and Dowling has the ball. 15 on the shot clock to start the second quarter. Good defense by the Dragons. Maroons get the ball underneath, and now Moore loses it, gets it back. 6 on the shot clock, and we got a whistle and a foul called on the Dragons. And I believe they're going to get Riley for the foul, and they will.
I got kind of ragged underneath there, which is something we saw a lot last Tuesday at Valley, but we didn't see on Friday. The Maroons did a much better job on Friday with their drive game passing before dribbling, getting too far into the defense.
That foul resets the shot clock. Now here's Zedeker with it. So it's Zedeker, Moore, along with Layla Tritton, the 3 guards. Also in there, Ellie Olsen in the post.
Good patience. Still have a lot of time left.
And Frericks goes down the lane. Layup good. She found the opening and took what she was given. 4 points now for Lauren Frericks for Dowling. And it's 16-13, Dowling by 3. And now Dragons get the ball quickly down court,
yes.
But they throw it away, but it was off of a Dowling player.
Yeah, again, Coach Meyer wants those contested and slow them down as much as possible.
Dragons inbound the ball underneath their own basket. They go right to left, and underneath they work it inside to Emma Hampton. Her shot for the left hand, no good. Left block, rebound Dowling. Zedeker behind the back in the lane, stolen away by Eileen Tanke. Dragons have it the other way. Riley in the front court. And the Dragons will work their offense against Dowling's man-to-man defense. Maroons lead it by 3 as we're underway here in the second quarter. Now whistle and a reach-in foul on Dowling has Molly Nelk had the basketball. And they're gonna get Layla Tritton for her first foul.
Yeah, she was fighting through that screen there at the top. They set a lot of high screens there and then look for fades off that, pick and pops.
Officials tonight, Michael Tomlinson, Johnny Getting, and Will Dotson. I thank them for being here. We mentioned them in the starting lineups, but always worth noting. Appreciate their time, staying away from their families so we can have a ball game. Long 3 up and no good. Weak side rebound, Lewis. Her shot up too strong. And the ball saved from going out of bounds by Julia Moore, but she stepped on the sideline right in front of Coach Meyer at the Dowling bench. It'll be Johnston basketball.
Yeah, a couple hot spots for the Maroons right now. They've got already 6 turnovers in this game and given up roughly 10 offensive rebounds, both real rebounds and team rebounds.
They got to reset the shot clock here, and there you go. And then Dragons will throw it in. 14 fouls on Dowling, 3 on Johnston. 6:20 remaining, second quarter in this top 10 girls matchup. Dragons with the basketball. Nelk with it, gets it back out. In the lineup now is Isabella Balsley, 5'7" junior. Balsley, top of the key to Tanke. Tanke gets it over to Hampton in the lane. Now stops the free throw line, gives it back to Tanke, and she shoots from the free throw line. Good. Eileen Tanke lighting it up.
Yeah, Lauren Frericks got caught below the screen that time and gave a wide open shot to Tanke.
Tanke with 11 points, and it's 16-15. Dowling by 1. Dragons have led by 1 early in the first quarter. Dowling's largest lead has been 6 in the first quarter. Now a ball that almost got away from Tritton. Bodies collide, but Dowling comes up with it. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Zedeker, top of the key. Guarded by Balsley. Pull-up jumper out of bounds, and a shot clock violation against Dowling. So this will be Johnston basketball. Substitution for the Dragons. Emma Hampton returns.
Yeah, they just opened up and helped on that, so she turned around right into somebody waiting for her.
Hampton will leave the lineup, and she's replaced by Jenica Lewis, who returns to the, or rather by Blanchard, who joins Lewis in the lineup. Now Johnson with the ball, chance to retake the lead they had back early in the first quarter. Dowling double teams Tanke. She finally gets it off. Long 3 by Blanchard's no good. Rebound Balsley. Offensive rebound again for Johnson, and that time they made Dowling pay. Corner 3 up and good by Eileen Tanke, and that is her 14th point of the half.
Yeah, that is very troublesome, giving up that many offensive rebounds.
And now Dowling with the ball, Moore with it, and she has the ball stolen away. Stepping the passing lane is Molly Nelk. She gets the steal. Lobs the ball in the front court to Balsley. Isabella. Now they hand it off to Blanchard. Blanchard in the lane, drives the basket. Right-handed underhand scoop shot, no good. Rebound Dowling and Zedeker. Johnston 18, Dowling 16. Dragons light by 2. Here's Zedeker in the lane. Her shot is up and good. They're going to wave it off. Foul before the shot on Johnston.
Yeah.
Balsley will pick up the foul, her first. Team foul number 4 on Johnston, so we're all even at fouls at 4 each.
Johnston seemed to settle into their game a little bit more, and Dowling's struggling on the offensive end right now. And they're trying to be patient, but times working down against them late in these possessions as well.
Alex Gaskell checking in for Dowling, 6'1" sophomore. So the Maroons get a little bit taller in the post. Now here's Heller, who also checked in. Pull-up jumper, right elbow, good, right over Molly Nelk. Erin Heller with her first 2 of the ball game.
You know, for as small as she is, she gets a good separation to get her shot off. She gets the defender back on her heels and then opens up.
Sets it up with the head and shoulder fake very nicely and underneath. And that is what you don't want to see happen. Eileen Tanky bowls her way inside with the basket off from the right side. And, I mean, she really got in there and got into it. Now, Zedeker for 3, top of the key, good.
Those two are like, oh, yeah, I got this.
Zedeker with 13 points leads Dowling, 21-20. Maroons back to a 1-point lead. And the Dragons with a 29-game winning streak. Haven't lost for a year and a half. And now a shot in the lane, partially blocked by Dowling, no good. And a rebound out to Dowling as Nelk had her shot blocked. And Zedeker with it in the lane. Her shot with the left hand, no good. A rebound out to Blanchard. Down court it goes to Jenica Lewis. Over in the corner for 3 by Nelk. Missed everything, out of bounds to Johnston. And the Dragons will bring in Julia Connect.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate for Dowling there off that shot. It just tipped off the hand out of bounds.
So Julia Connect in the lineup. Now Johnson with the ball, shot by Lewis, no good. Hits the floor, gets out to Blanchard for 3, no good. Rebound Heller and Dowling. Heller double team in the backcourt, gets it to Zedeker. Dowling by 1. Here's Frericks in the corner on the fast break. Her 3-pointer is no good. Bodies hit the floor, loose ball foul on Zedeker. So Dowling will pick up a foul. That'll be their 5th with 2:38 remaining in the first half. Dowling by 1 and Johnson with the basketball.
The real difference so far you see on the defensive end for Johnston, they get these box outs really solid, and on the other end, the long threes are killing Dowling because they're kicking out. And you know, when I was in my coaching days, I used to say rebounding battles are lost more because your guards weren't quick to the ball off those long shots, and I think that's a lot of what's happening here.
That and a little bit of anticipation because you gotta kind of feel your way. Now Johnson with the ball, a shot up and no good rather by Emma Hampton from the left side, but a foul on Dowling. I think they're going to get Gaskell for the foul. Ellie Muller with the foul. So she's back in there. That's her first foul. 16 foul on Dowling, and free throws coming for Johnson. First one up and good by Emma Hampton. Dragons tonight 5 for 5 at the free throw line. They come in shooting 62% from the line, and they're way above that mark now. Second free throw on the way, good. So Hampton leads the team with 10 steals, has her first 2 points. We're tied at 21. 2:20 left to go here in the second quarter. At halftime, we will talk to Clay Fieldking, the Dowling boys basketball coach, previewing his game tonight, Dowling and Johnston. The team he's familiar with. He met him 3 times last year, as did the girls. Here's Heller with it, with 15 on the shot clock. Marr, crossover dribble, and down the lane with the left hand. Her shot up and good against Julia Connect.
Johnson right back.
Heller with her 4th point. Yeah, Johnson inbounds the ball, and they get down so quick. Dragons with it, right wing, Tanky. Backing her way in there against Tritton. Fall away jumper up short, a rebound Dowling. Muller with the rebound, down to Zedeker. Dowling 3-on-2, layup is no good, too strong by Zedeker. Ball slapped away by Tritton into the hands of Johnson. Dragons the other way as we move up and down the floor. Long three coming by Knentz, no good. Bodies on the floor, and Heller fighting with it with Knentz, and we have got a jump ball called. And it'll be Johnson possession with a minute 18 to go. What a flurry between these two teams, Dowling with the 1-point lead, Scott. But that was just aggressive basketball.
It has been. And, both teams are going hard. The fact that Dowling's leading this game with the disadvantage on the turnovers and offensive rebounding right now is incredible.
Oh, yeah, we got to get those in. Oh, we're almost here at the end of the half, so we'll have to get something in the lane. It's shot up and good. And nice shot that time by Emma Hampton. That's her first field goal, and she now has 4 points. And it's 24-23. Johnson with the 1-point lead. Minute to go here in the first half, and Dowling with the ball. Here's Zediker with it, coming off a ball screen by Mueller in the lane. And a shot off the glass too strong by Mueller. Rebound Johnston. This is Tanky with it. Tanky leaves it for Balsley, and it's stolen away by Dowling. Maroons have it, and they get it in the front court. Here's Tritton with it. Underneath, can't get a shot off. Maroons rotate the basketball. Here's Zediker with it with 30 seconds to go. And a 7-second differential on the shot clock. Zediker underneath. Her shot is, well, she passed it, but she drew the foul. This will be the 15th foul on Johnston, and they're going to call it. And they'll call Blanchard for her first foul, the 5'10 senior for Johnson. J.C. Blanchard picks up the foul. That's team foul number 5. And first free throws coming tonight for Dowling, and that's Zediker at the line.
Yeah, she did a good job of drawing the contact there late. And one thing I'd mentioned with the Dowling offense, they're going to have to continue to take advantage. If they run that high screen and roll, Johnson's bringing 2 players to the ball handler. So when they throw over the top, the post is going to have to finish there because they'll be wide open with space to finish.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Second free throw by Zediker, no good. She has 14 points. Rebound Johnson. We're tied at 24. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Coach Chad Jellick yelling at his club, wanting to get reset.
They're going to look for Tanky here at the end, probably for a 3.
A little dribble weave, and now we got an illegal screen called on Tanky. That's her first, and that's something that Coach Jellick did not want to happen. There was contact there, and they got her for the illegal screen beyond the top of the key.
Yeah, she never got set. She just ran into the Dowling player trying to bump off of her for an open 3. 5 seconds left.
Dowling with the ball, enough for 5 dribbles. Here's Zediker with it, top of the key, going off a ball screen. Pull-up jumper, right elbow, up, good! At the horn, gives Dowling the lead at halftime. Ava Zediker with her 16th point. And Dowling now leads at halftime by the score of 26-24 over the Johnston Dragons, Scott. And the first half we saw, you can see why these two teams are 2 of the top 10 teams in the Class 5A, and you know what? They're going to do it again next month when they play over at the Dowling Gym, but this is pretty fun tonight.
Yeah, this has been a great first half, and both teams, Johnson will be going in saying we got to take better advantage of the offensive rebounds and the turnovers they get, and Coach Meyer on the Dowling side was saying we got to stop the turnovers, and if we start rebounding, we'll be able to stretch this lead. But both teams have a lot of good work here, and a couple adjustments to made, and it'll make the difference in the second half.
Yeah, it certainly will. Along with Scott Babinet, I'm Mark Hamadale. We'll total up our first half statistics, and we're going to be catching up with hopefully Clay Thielking, the Dowling boys basketball coach, here at the Johnston Gym. But we're at halftime of the girls contest. It's Dowling 26, Johnston 24, along with Scott Babinet, Mark Hamadale. Jennifer Phelps is our studio producer. We'll be back to the Johnston Gym following these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a Young Catholic Minute.
There's so many religions out there. How can I know which one's right?
Catholicism is, but you don't have to take my word for it. You can take God's word for it, because out of all the religions in the world, Catholicism is the only one that was founded by God. No other religion even claims such a thing. While they focus on their search for God, or to understand some prophet or another, we're alone in saying that the one true God of the universe sought us out by actually becoming man, founding a church, and giving us a line of apostles to keep it going. Now, there's plenty of rational, historically verifiable evidence for our faith, like the fact that all of Jesus' closest friends died horrible deaths rather than deny that he was God. But beyond that, Catholicism is also the most inspiring place to look, because it's the only religion that offers complete forgiveness and unconditional love. So check it out. It won't disappoint. For more, go to youngcatholicminute.com.
And welcome back to the Johnston Gym, halftime of this girls contest, and Dowling leading Johnston 26-24, as Dowling led by Ava Zediker with 16 points. He hit the last second bucket to give the Maroons the lead at halftime. Johnston led by Eileen Tankey with 16 points in the first half, as the Dragons went 6 for 6 at the free throw line. Dowling 1 for 2, and now we're joined by Clay Thiel-King, the head boys basketball coach at Dowling Catholic. And Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you.
And I see you got out of Ankeny all right on Friday night, so that's good to know. I was concerned for myself more than anybody else, but that's good. So, well, Coach, talk about the weekend. I know you're 0-2. You got a young team.
Yep.
And you're playing without your guard from last year, Joey Coppola.
Yeah.
And, you just keep moving along. And I know tonight you're going to shake up your lineup a little bit. I think Coach Frick's going to do the same. So
yep.
Give our listeners an update.
Yeah. Rough one the other night, obviously, at Centennial. Kind of a perfect storm of all the things that can go wrong, did go wrong. And so we got to bounce back. The kids have responded. The practices have been great. So we move on, but yeah, we're still searching. We're looking at rotations and still figuring things like that out, learning what our kids can do. Practices are a lot different than games, and so yeah, we're searching for some answers, but the guys have been awesome. I think one of the keys for us is to make shots early. Looking at our last game, we missed a lot of really good shots early, and that gets kind of contagious and becomes a mental thing a little bit. And I think if we put the ball in the hole early tonight, I think we can stick around and it should be a good game. But we weren't able to do that the other night. Makes it tough when you're not scoring.
As Jimmy and I were talking about on the broadcast, it seemed like whatever you did positive, Centennial came back and answered it. It's like it just took the the air out of your sails, and that's something you just got to battle through in basketball, because that's going to happen because there's pretty good athletes on the floor, as we've seen here in this girls' game. But that seemed how it went. Every time you make a comeback or get a little bit of a run, here comes a 3 by Centennial.
Sure. Yep. Every time we tried to build a little momentum, they stopped it immediately, and they played real well. So credit them, and a lot for us to learn. And we looked at some things and talked about a lot of things. And but we move on, we turn the page, and it'll make us better down the road. You learn a lot in those situations, even though it's not fun to be in them in the moment.
Right.
Our group will grow quickly, I think, because of our lack of experience. I think they'll learn, and they're being coachable, and so, we hope to see some of that progress tonight.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of your kids weren't, game ready, because they played a lot of JV game. They were part of more on the varsity last year, and this type of game speed, the atmosphere, we got a lot of folks out here, and we get these fans coming by here. I don't know some of these guys. I don't know how you put up with the coach, but getting used to that and getting used to that environment. And by the way, you're playing some pretty good teams in the CIML, because it is kind of a battle, it seems like, every night. And every once in a while, these teams out east come to town, and I just saw the score from last night with Johnston, who, hope they got legs left tonight, and maybe they don't. I don't know what, Coach Frick's thinking. I told him that today. I said, you go out and you knock off Cedar Rapids Prairie last night, 40-24, holding the 24 points, and, one of the better teams in eastern Iowa. So that kind of gets your attention, too.
It does, and I think Prairie was up early, like 10-4,
yes,
11-2 or something like that, and they just, they stopped scoring, and Johnston guards you well. They're physical. They keep you on one side of the floor. Brian does a great job with those guys, obviously, and they're big and strong and athletic. Defensively, it'll be a challenge for us to score against them. We're looking forward to that challenge. And on the other end, they have good balance. They got guys that can drive and score at the bucket. They got some guys that can shoot it from deep. And we're going to have to be on point. We like our scouting report, but we're going to have to be pretty dialed in to try to slow them down offensively.
The guys you just mentioned, what they do, I thought they graduated them with, Kramer, Stephen Kramer, Trey Lewis, and Mason Ryan. I thought they all graduated. They have more kids that can do that like last year.
Yeah, they reload. Yeah, they have reloaded. And
this Tornabane kid, Sam, now he's got a twin brother. They're fraternal twins, Dom. But Sam was the one that kind of had his coming of age party against Dowling last year right before Christmas break, because he was coming. He might have been the 7th or 8th sub off the bench, and he came through, and now he's a starter.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was kind of his coming out party against us at our place last year, and he obviously just has blossomed since then. Yeah, they're good. I think the Richardson kid has impressed me as a sophomore. Just he's got a motor. He can shoot it. He attacks it real well, and they got a lot of pieces to the puzzle. They're good. They're really good. We'll be tested tonight.
Yeah, certainly will. Well, Coach, a little bit of different lineup for you. I know Davis Sheck and Drew Morrow and Colin Clark. Those are 3 you're going to go with, but a couple new kids coming in, and that means the other 2 who were starting are going to come off the bench, I'm sure, and just different look. And you're the one that's got to get the chemistry right and try to see who's working well together, and you see it in practice more than any of us. But on game night, this is an interesting lineup, being that Riddick Metten and Ryan Kleppe are going to get their first starts.
Yeah, first starts of their career, and they've earned it. And we talked to Andrew and Nick. It's not punishment or anything of that nature. It's rewarding guys that we thought were worthy of starting, and then at the end of the day, it's not going to affect the overall minutes any of those guys plays. But again, try to shake it up a little bit and try to get a spark in some different ways, and we'll see how it pans out over the course of the game.
And it's not who starts, it's who finishes. Right. And the ones that are finishing, that's the ones you want to see on the floor. And hopefully this young group will, get a little bit more experience, but you're doing it, you look at this week, we talked about your schedule. You got Johnston tonight, and the Battle of Waukee going on right now. Maybe that'll take the wind out of some of their sails. You go to number 1 Waukee on Friday night, so another challenge.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
I just thought I'd let you know, in case you got lost or something. I know you haven't been around Des Moines for a while. This is only your second year back, but yeah. So, well, what are the keys for Dowling tonight? What are the keys for the Dowling boys to be successful in your opinion?
Yeah, being solid defensively, staying true to our assignments and our scout. And offensively, we're going to have to try to move it against their pressure and generate good shots. And we've done a pretty good job of that, Mark. We got to make shots early, like I said, and I think we'll gain confidence from that. We got to see the ball go through the hoop early and kind of get settled. And we never got there the other night at Centennial. We had 5 points after a quarter and just never found a rhythm, obviously. So got to put the ball in the bucket. It's a pretty simple game, and if we can do that, we'll hang around. If not, it's going to make it tough, but we'll be okay.
All right. Well, Coach, appreciate you coming up, stopping up on this Tuesday night. A lot of fun. I'd love to peek into the gym over there at Waukee tonight, Waukee Northwest. Waukee and Waukee Northwest. Number 1 versus number 2. They were sold out. I don't know how they're going to tell people, you can't buy tickets. I hate to be in line doing that, but that's what high school basketball is. It's good to see that kind of enthusiasm come back. Remember the old days in Des Moines, Dowling would play Lincoln and Hoover, and I think East over at Betts Auditorium way back in the day. Now, that's not an option right now, but you like seeing that environment.
It's great. Yeah, those environments are the best, so we'll have a good one here tonight, too.
All right, Coach. Thanks for stopping
up. Thanks, Mark.
Clay Thielking, my guest here, the Dowling boys basketball coach. We'll take a 1-minute break, come back with our first half stats. Dowling and Johnston of Dowling girls leading 26-24 at halftime, and we'll take a break here, a 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Weekdays at 5 p.m., it's Catholic Answers, a live call-in program to offer Catholics and non-Catholics a chance to talk with world-class apologists and theologians. Catholic Answers, live on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides tuition assistance for families to send their kids to our Catholic schools, and 65% Iowa tax credits for you. Give to ctoiowa.org.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Shelley Hahn from Sacred Heart Parish in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Johnston Gym, underway here in the second half. Dowling had the first possession, and A shot up and no good. Rebound comes Johnston. They go down and miss a shot, so both teams empty in their first possession of the second half. Dowling with a 2-point lead. 26-24 in the battle of two top 6 teams in Class 5A. 6th-ranked Dowling, record 2-2. Johnston undefeated at 3-0. They're ranked second. And the defending 5A state champs with a 29-game winning streak. And now the Maroons have the ball on the baseline, and Julia Moore's tied up there, Scott. So let's see if we get a few first-half stats in.
Yeah, in the first half, Dowling was 11 for 19 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, while Johnston was 8 for 28, 2 for 10 from 3. 14 rebounds for the Maroons, 19 for Johnston. 8 turnovers for the Maroons, 4 for Johnston. And the Maroons were 1 for 2 from the line, and Johnston 6 for 6.
Dowling called for the travel. Zedeker was tied up, but then they say she moved her pivot foot, so it'll be a turnover against the Dragons. So Dowling empty in their first 2 possessions of the second half. Johnston's second possession right now. Maroons lead by 2. Underway here in the third quarter. Boys game to follow here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale alongside Scott Babinett for game 1. Corner 3 up and off the mark, no good by Johnston's Jalea Knetz, but the Dragons, another offensive board that you talked about earlier, Scott. And in the lane, Jenica Lewis shoots and scores. The outstanding freshman with her first basket of the night.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup for her off the offensive rebound and drive back down the middle.
Dowling with the basketball. Maroons going with their 5 starters. With Julia Moore, Ava Zedeker, Lauren Frericks, along with Ellie Olson. And now a long 3 by Dowling in the corner and Layla Trenton is no good. Rebound Johnston. The Dragons now with a run out. Jenica Lewis down court, gets behind the defense, shoots and scores. That's her 4th point. And all of a sudden, Johnston with a 2-point lead, 28-26 over Dowling. 6 minutes left to go, third quarter.
Yeah, the Maroons need to take care of their tag, what they call their tag up on the shots to get back in time.
And then answering that is Ava Zedeker with the basket. Her 18th point tonight. Now the other way, Johnston gets down the court quickly, and they draw a foul, as that's Aaliyah Riley, 5'8" junior, screaming down court, and drew the foul.
Yeah, again, they're not picking up soon enough and stopping the drive or turning it sideways. It's just direct, right down the side of the court.
Zedeker picks up her 2nd foul, first team foul on Dowling here in the third quarter. Dragons inbound the ball underneath, shot off the glass, good by Molly Nelk. A pretty good inbounds play.
That was. The Maroons did not communicate on that screen at the top, and she came right around to the weak side for a wide open layup.
That is Nelk's first basket of the contest. Comes in averaging 11 points. The Maroons have shut her down until that basket. Dowling the other way. Here's dribble handoff by Lauren Frericks to Marion Heller, who just checked in the last dead ball. Pull-up jumper, right elbow, no good. Frericks weak side rebound. Gets caught underneath, gets it out to Heller, fakes the 3. Pull-up jumper in the lane, short. Fight for the rebound, and coming away with it is Emma Hampton. Here's the Dragons with it. Hampton down the lane, left-handed layup, good! Hampton goes coast to coast off the rebound. Timeout Dowling. Hampton with their 6th point. And this will be a 30-second timeout with Johnston leading 32-28. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter, and all of a sudden the Dragons come out smoking here in the third quarter.
Yeah, the coaching staff has consistently said to the girls, you've got to tag up, which means when the shot goes up, you find who's guarding you and be right there if they get the ball. They're not necessarily crashing the offensive boards from the perimeter, so you ought to be there to, if your girl goes, you can go with her, so they shouldn't be able to get the ball down the court as fast as they are. So I know that'll be a frustration on the coaching point of it.
Johnston on an 8-2 run to start the second half, and the Dragons' lead is now their largest lead of 4 over Dowling Catholic, 32-28. Again, under 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Dental Associates, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Construction Professionals. Reminder, the boys' game to follow here on Iowa Catholic Radio, as Jimmy Cataldo will join me for that broadcast. Dowling with the ball coming out of the timeout. Maroons have substitution in the lineup. Ellie Muller in there, and now Zedeker has the ball tied up and stolen away by the Dragons. Here's Tanky with it. I think that was Riley that tied up Zedeker. forced the turnover.
Yeah, she just beat her to the spot and was able to reach in and grab the ball.
Now here's a shot in the lane, altered in there by Muller, but a whistle and a foul off the missed shot. Offensive rebound, Johnston. Foul on Dowling.
Yeah, if Dowling cannot rebound better on the defensive end, this is going to be a long second half here.
And Zediker picks up her third foul. She's Dowling's leading scorer right now with 18 points. And at the free throw line is Emma Hampton, and she misses the first free throw. The Dragons were 6 for 6 at the line in the first half. That is their first miss. Dowling was 1 of 2 at the line in the first half. Second free throw, good.
Yeah, Johnson's had an advantage there on the interior. And now some big minutes here with Ava going to the bench.
33-28. Johnston by 5. That is their largest lead tonight. Dowling with the basketball. Dragons stay man-to-man. Here's Heller with it. Coming off a ball screen by Muller. Can't get a shot off. Kicks it out to Frericks, top of the key. Lauren with it. Over to Heller. Heller down the lane. And a shot off with the right hand, good from the right block. And she did a nice job of just setting that up and scoring. Heller with 6 points off the bench for Dowling.
And she's done a good job of that tonight off her dribble.
Now catch and shoot from the free throw line by Emma Hampton. And she's starting to heat up. She had 4 points at halftime. She now has 9 points for Johnston. Tanky leading in scoring for Johnston with 18 points. 35-30. Johnston by 5. Dowling with the ball. Here's Heller with it. On the right side. Can't get a shot off. Here is Frericks down the lane. A little scoop shot off the side of the backboard. No good. Good defense that time by Tanky. Rebound Dragons. And now the ball rolls off the leg of Frericks. She deflected the pass.
Yeah, what you saw there, 3/4 of the court away from their basket, Dowling stopping that outlet to get up fast. And that's really what the coaches want to see happen. Slow them down.
You get in the passing lane, a lot of things can happen. 35-30 Johnston. 3:15 remaining in the third quarter of this girls' top 6 matchup. Johnston with the lead. They trailed at halftime, but have taken control here in the third quarter. Fall-away jumper no good by Tanky. And the putback up and good by Emma Hampton. So Hampton with the basket, and she now has 11 points. She's got 7 of those 11 here in the third quarter. Dowling with the ball. Frericks on the right block. Leaves it for Julia Moore in the lane. Her shot up and no good. Drew the foul. We'll see if they get Hampton for the foul.
Yeah, they need to drive to the basket and get more attempts at the line here in the second half.
Leah Riley picks up her third foul. First team foul for Johnston here in the second half. Free throws coming, and the first one good by Julia Moore. That is her first point of the night. Julia comes in averaging 7.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, a 44% free throw shooter on the year, and hits the first. 37-31, Johnston by 6. Dragons' largest lead was 7. Second free throw good by Moore. She now has 2 points.
Now they're picking them up a little bit sooner, which is a good sign.
37-32 Johnson. Long three up and good by Eileen Tanky. She now has 19 points.
Hey, you got to fight over that screen. You can't get caught behind with her.
And a lot of that is this, a lot of talking. You got to speak. Dowling a little give and go as Julia Moore tried to get it inside and to gas. Oh, it's stolen away by the Dragons. So Johnson the other way with it. Here's Tanky with it in the corner. For 3 by Knitz, it's no good. Rebound Dowling and Frericks.
Yeah, Lauren did a good job of being on that weak side and getting the box out there.
So Dowling the other way with it. Here's Moore on the right side. In the lane, turns, has the ball slapped out of bounds and blocked on the shot by J.C. Blanchard. It'll be Dowling basketball with 20 on the shot clock.
Yeah, the Maroons need to get the ball moving more side to side here early and then spread that defense a little bit and then hit the drives.
Dowling inbounds the ball to Tritton over the Frericks. Top of the key. Goes to Olsen. Now to Heller. Heller. Right elbow, crossover dribble down the lane. Double team. They're going to call her for the travel. Good help defense that time by Blanchard. She left her player over in her offensive player of Dowling on the right baseline to help out, and that caused Heller to turn it over.
Yeah, she kind of got a little deep there, and it was kind of like Tuesday when they got too deep, and cause problems and turnovers.
Now fouls on Heller the other way as Marin picks up her first foul. Team foul number 3 on Dowling here in the second half. Our score is 40-32. Johnston by 8. This is the Dragons' largest lead tonight over Dowling. Minute 35 remaining here in the third quarter. Dragons will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Now we got a whistle and a holding foul on Heller. She tried to deny the ball to Jalea Knitz and picked up her second quick foul. Dragons inbound the ball. They lob it inside, and it's tipped away by Frericks, but nobody there for Dowling.
That was really unfortunate there.
Yeah, Blanchard comes away with it. Now a bad pass by Tanky. She tried to find Isabella Balsley, who just checked in the corner for 3, and she threw it away. So it'll be Dowling basketball on the turnover.
Yeah, so they got it back. The basketball gods favored them on that.
The basketball gods, I love it. I was wondering if they ever existed. I didn't think they would or did, but now I know.
We try not to make a big deal of them.
I thought so. Corner 3 by Frericks is good from the left side. Lauren Frericks shoots and scores. That is her 7th point of the night, her first 3. 40-35. Johnston by 5.
That was a good job by Dowling beating the scramble that Johnston threw at them.
Blanchard with it. Hands it off underneath. A shot up and no good by Hampton. Put back up and good as she followed her own shot. Emma Hampton. That is her 13th point. And it's 42-35. Johnston by 7. 37 seconds to go. About a 15-second differential on the shot clock. And they're going to get Dowling for palming the basketball on Heller.
Yeah, the Maroons are starting to rush it just a little bit and trying to get a little too much off the dribble right away. They can still move that ball side to side, and that drive will come because the defense won't be there to help. And especially when it looks like they have a size advantage on a lot of our girls here.
42-35, Johnston by 7. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Johnston will hold for the last shot as the shot clock is shut off. 20 seconds to go. Holding the ball is Aaliyah Riley. Young lady, a 5'8 junior, wants to play college basketball, one of the mid-majors. She's getting some interest there. Of course, we mentioned Tanky, a junior, but going to Iowa State already verbally committed. Now here's a shot by Riley, no good. Rebound Dowling on the weak side. That is Muller with the rebound, and Zedeker's shot at half court is blocked, and we've come to the end of the third quarter with the score. Johnston 42, Dowling 35, alongside Scott Babinet. I'm Mark Amadale, and we'll return to the Johnston gym with the fourth quarter of this top 6 girls basketball game. Johnston 42, Dowling 35. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Hi, this is Matt Wilcom from Iowa Catholic Radio. We hear so many stories from listeners about the impact this station is having on their lives. Like Angela, who says, I listen first thing in the morning because it starts my day on the right foot by hearing the gospel. Friends, in this season of giving, how about offering the gift of hope through Iowa Catholic Radio? To make a tax-deductible donation to our year-end appeal, just click on the banner at iowacatholicradio.com or call 515-223-1150. Thank you for your support.
And we're back here at the Johnston Gym. The Dragons had an 8-2 run to start the third quarter, and they now lead Dowling 42-35 as we start the fourth quarter. Dowling with the first possession of the fourth quarter, trailing by 7. And he's going with the lineup of Ellie Olsen, their 5 starters back in. Now a turnover by Dowling. They get the ball down court, and a shot up and good by Emma Hampton, who ran the floor. Basket will count, and the foul on Dowling. And the Dragons now up by 9, their largest lead of the night, and the foul is on Dowling's Ellie Olsen, her second.
Yeah, they had a good backdoor cut there for Dowling, and just got tipped. The ball tipped, and they're going the other way.
Hampton with her 15th point, and she's had 11 of those 15, make it 16 points. Free throws good, so of those 16 points, she has made 12 of those here in the second half. And the Dragons with their largest lead of 10 over Dowling Catholic. The Maroons have led by as many as 6 in the first half. Dowling actually led at halftime by 2, but led by 6 in the first half, and the Dragons have put it on here in the second half. Dowling with the ball. Long three by Frericks, top of the key, in and out, no good. Ball slapped around as the Maroons pick it up. Olsen had it, and now we got a timeout. Dowling as she had possession, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 7:04 to go here in the fourth quarter. Johnston 45, Dowling 35. Scott, you got to look at the statistics through 3 quarters.
Yeah, well, in the third quarter, Dowling shot 3 for 10, as opposed to Johnston shooting 8 for 15. The reboundings there in the second half, third quarter was 5 for Dowling, 7 for Johnston, and turnovers, none for Johnston in the third, and 5 for the Maroons. So that's kind of what's creating the 18-9 split there in the third quarter. And this first possession, Dowling in the first half, they've got a wide open 3 here. Good fight underneath by Ellie Olsen to get that offensive rebound. And coach calling a timeout in a timely fashion there.
Well, the Maroons now with just over 7 minutes to get back in their rhythm, and you got to credit Johnston. They do it offensively. They also do it defensively, and that's caused the Maroons problems. The Maroons perfect inbounds pass, and a layup is up and good by a nice pass from Tritton. Olsen with the basket.
Yeah, she was patient cutting down that lane. They got the good screen there.
That's Ellie's first basket of the night. And the assist to Layla Tritton. And Johnston the other way. They lead it by 8, 45-37. Dragons with the basketball. This is Tanky with it. Dribbles baseline. Good help defense. Her shot overshoots everything. No good. Rebound Dowling with Frericks with the rebound. Out to Zediker. She'll launch the 3, and it's no good. The rebound comes out to Johnston and Lee Tanky. Tanky with the ball. Dribbling against Moore. Pull-up jumper from 3. Good. Wow. Tanky showing it off, boy. 22 points with that made 3. And the Dragons now leading 48-37. The lead has grown to 11, and this is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Clinic.
Now, I think Johnson's going to come out of here and maybe try to pressure up even more in the full court area, see if they can get the Maroons to make some mistakes, because they need to somewhat pick up their game speed on the offensive side to get as many quick baskets as possible. There's still plenty of time in this game, but we'll see. And as I say that, they fall back in the half court, but they may trap out of this.
How's our man James Helming doing over there with the stats? You think they're pretty accurate?
Yeah, I think they are. And he's staying awake. That's a good thing.
Well, it only is game 1 of a girl-boy doubleheader on a Tuesday night here in the state of Iowa, where the temperature hovers around freezing. Good job, James. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast tonight. You did a great job. 48-37. Johnston by 11. Dowling out of the timeout with the basketball. Heller, Frericks, Zediker. And now, a little crossover dribble by Heller, and she couldn't finish the shot. Left it short. Rebound comes out to the Dragons.
Yeah, that was unlucky for her.
And now Riley with the pass underneath, and a layup good by Emma Hampton.
That was a sweet drive by Riley and a dump off there.
Hampton with 18 points, and it's 50-37. Johnston by 13, their largest lead of the night. Dowling the other way, and they draw the foul.
Yeah, Hampton is, let's see. On the season, she's averaging 7.7, so she's having quite a night here tonight.
Riley picks up her 4th foul. Sitting down will be Ellie Olsen for the Maroons. And checking in for Dowling Catholic will be Ellie Muller, the 6'1 freshman. Maroons will inbound the ball with Zediker. 5:30 left to go, fourth quarter. 50-37, Johnston by 13. Now a steal off the inbounds play. Dragons go the other way. This is a long 3 coming, no good by Eileen Tanky on the pass from Jenica Lewis. Rebound out to Dowling and Zediker.
Yeah, on the last inbounds, Dowling was just a little lackadaisical on their pass there.
Underneath Tritton, her shot might have been partially blocked, but off the backboard. Rebound out to Dowling. Here's Heller with it. Heller to Frericks down the lane. Backdoor cut by the Maroons to Muller, and she can't get the pass off, and it's stolen away by Johnston. The other way we go. Isabella Balsley with the interception. Takes in the front court, leaves it for Tanky.
Ava Zedeker got back and stopped a potential layup there.
Now here's Tanky at the free throw line. Shot up and good as Muller couldn't rotate out on her, and Tanky now with her 24th point. And it's 52-37. Johnston, their largest lead, is right now at 15 points with 4.5 to go. Underneath Moore, or underneath Zedeker. Lisa for Heller for three. Off the back iron, no good. One and done is Dowling. Rebound out to Molly Nelk. To Balsley. In the front court to Tanky. Now coming off a screen, a long three, no good by Molly Nelk. Rebound Balsley, good hustle. Underneath they get it to Tanky. Spins and can't get the shot off. That was Hampton with the rebound. Couldn't get the shot off. Now to Tanky. Down the right side. Puts up a shot up and short. Rebound Dowling. And Muller.
They're getting all those loose balls tonight.
Muller gets to Frericks. 3:45 remaining. Here's Zedeker down the lane. Her layup is good. She went right around Balsley for the basket. Zedeker with 20 points.
Yeah, they're going to need to keep doing that to try to close this gap in the last 3.5 minutes.
52-39, Johnston. Number 2 Dragons going to win their 30th straight. If the Maroons can't put a run here, now whistling a foul on Dowling as the Dragons get the ball inside. That foul will be on Ellie Muller, her second.
Yeah, she was there to try to block that. She just got a little too much of the arm there.
Now free throws coming for the Dragons. This will be Emma Hampton, who's had one heck of a second half. First free throw no good. Nice game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Substitution for Dowling as Tritton will check out. And checking in, as second free throw is good. 19 points for Hampton. Checking in, Scott, was?
Moore, Muller, Frericks, Heller, and Zedeker.
I forgot who was out, but that's the five. You just mentioned the five on the floor. Here's Frericks with it with 3:10 to go in the fourth. Long three, no good by Muller. Rebound out to Lewis. Jenica Lewis in the front court. Gets it to Hampton. Dowling rotates back. 53-39 Johnston. Dragons with it. That's Tanky with it. They work the left side. Balsley dribbling baseline against Zedeker. Can't get a shot up, but she finds her teammate. Shot off the glass, no good by Molly Nelk. And the rebound, Dowling.
Yeah, that just rolled off. It was fortunate for the Maroons on that one.
Zedeker, Moore. Now a lob pass underneath to Muller. She has the ball. Knocked away by Jenica Lewis. Actually blocked by Jenica Lewis. Lewis at 5'10", blocking Muller at 6'1". Now a long three by Johnston. Transition, no good. But the rebound out to Hampton. She'll shoot it from the right elbow. It's no good. Rebound, bodies on the floor. And a jump ball, and it'll be Johnston possession with 2:15 to go in the contest.
Hampton's everywhere. She shot the shot and then went and got it. Looked like Dowling had it clear, and she just dove in there to force the jump ball and keep the possession.
We got a full timeout. We'll take one with them. 2:15 to go here in the fourth quarter, and it's Johnston leading Dowling 53-39 in game one of our girl-boy doubleheader here at the Johnston Gym. Along with Scott Babinet, I'm Mark Amadeo, and Jennifer Phelps is our studio producer. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Honey, I'm so excited for our kitchen remodel.
All right, you love birds. Floors?
Natural hardwood.
Okay. Wow, that was quick. Countertops?
Definitely natural granite.
Check.
Woohoo!
And that wall?
Tear it down. It'll let in more natural sunlight.
Done.
Whoa.
Speaking of tearing down walls, your family planning. Natural, right?
Natural family planning is 99% effective at achieving or delaying pregnancy, and there are no harmful chemicals, so it's better for you and the environment. Tear down the wall.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from businesses and organizations who share in the mission of connecting listeners to Christ while connecting you to their products and services they provide. To learn more and support the businesses and organizations who support the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, visit iowacatholicradio.com to view our business sponsors. If you'd like more information on how your business or organization can become a business sponsor, contact Deacon Marr 515-223-1150, 515-223-1150.
And we're back here at the Johnston Gym. Mark Amadale, Scott Babinat. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Johnston 53, Dowling 39. And game one, our girls' game of this girl-boy doubleheader from Johnston tonight. Johnston with the basketball, 20 on the shot clock. A little dribble weave. They give it to Hampton. She rotates it to Lewis. And get it back to Emma Hampton in the lane. Pull-up jumper, rolls through.
Yeah, they did a really good job there. They changed sides of the floor 4 or 5 times, and then the defense just opens up after that. And you've seen a lot more of that from Johnston's offense as opposed to Dowling's tonight.
17 of the 21 points by Hampton, all in the second half. And here's a three-pointer by Zedeker, no good. And just, I guess it didn't graze the rim. Rebound Dowling. Here's Zedeker underneath, leaves it short, gets her own rebound, and draws the foul. And this may be on Hampton with a minute 23 to go here in the fourth quarter. And it is. So Hampton, or check that, Eiley Tankey picks up her second foul. Team foul number 3 on Johnston. Dowling with 16 fouls. And the Maroons trail by 16 points. Here's Heller with it. Looking for Zedeker, and now the Maroons will run their offense as they get a new shot clock. Zedeker down the lane. Her shot partially blocked. And she does get it off, but it's no good, and the rebound comes out to Tankey and Johnston. Pressure in the backcourt by Dowling. The Maroons double team her. Ball poked away by Zedeker, stolen away by Frericks underneath. Scoop shot no good. And rebound out to Johnston. The Maroons had an opportunity there and couldn't take advantage of it. There's Lewis with it. Jenica with Coach Jellick in her ear saying, no, we don't want that shot. She was thinking about the three right in front of him to our right. 42 seconds remaining, and the Dragons are going to win their 30th game in a row. Unheard of here in this day and age of high school basketball. As Johnston, a 16-point lead right now, and they're just milking the shot clock. 8 left on the clock. Ball screen coming away from it is Riley. Won't shoot it. They may just let the shot clock die, and they will. Long three up, and it won't count. They wave it off. And what else could go wrong? Tankey's three was good, but it was released after the shot clock went off. So with 20 seconds to go, this will be the final 20 seconds of the contest.
She was asking for it, though.
I would, too.
I know.
You know, that's a competitor.
Can't blame her.
Zedeker in the lane, little teardrop shots, no good. Rebound Tankey, and that'll do it. Johnston's going to win their 30th in a row. Dragons' last loss was to Waukee in the 2021 5A state title game. And it's 55-39. Johnston holds Dowling to 4 points in the fourth quarter and 13 points in the second half to win it 55-39 here at the Johnston Gym. Scott Babinat.
Yeah, that was a great effort by them. You know, the thing about it, what's impressive about 30 games is with the quality of opponents in the CIML, you think you might have, you know, one misstep, but they just don't. And what was really impressive is the ball movement that Johnston had tonight. And, you know, we talked about how many offensive rebounds the Maroons gave up, but a lot of that has to do with the spacing that's created by the ball movement and the constant diving and cutting and dribble drives. And they just do a good job. And eventually, if you're not keeping up with them and matching them, you kind of wear down there at the end, and it just got away late. Or got away in the second half.
It certainly did. Dowling only went to the free throw line 4 times tonight. They were just 3 of 4 from the line. We'll get more of the statistics of this game as Dowling was led by Ava Zedeker's 20 points in this contest, as Johnston was led by 2 players in double figures, both over 20 points, and that was Eiley Tankey with 24 points unofficially and 21 points for Emma Hampton, and 17 of those 21 were in the second half, and the Dragons win it by the score of 55-39. And we'll come back with our postgame show, the girls' postgame show coming up, as Dowling's record falls to 2-3, and Johnston improves their record to 4-0 on the season as second-ranked Johnston defeats sixth-ranked Dowling 55-39 in Game 1. The girls' game, back with the post-game show following these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Monday through Friday at 3 p.m., it's Cresta in the Afternoon. Speaker and author Al Cresta looks at life through the lens of Scripture and the teaching of the Catholic Church, providing conversation about the things that matter most. Cresta in the Afternoon on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Jacob Heflin, parishioner at St. Augustine Catholic Church in Des Moines, Iowa. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And welcome back to the Johnston High School gym. Mark Amadale alongside Scott Babinat as we get set for the boys' game as both teams on the floor. But final in Game 1, it was Johnston 55, Dowling 39. Maroons' record falls to 2-3. Dowling will be at Waukee in a girl-boy doubleheader Friday night. We'll have it here on Iowa Catholic Radio this Friday. Johnston will be on the road, I believe, as I look at their schedule. Dragons will be at Urbandale Friday, and then they travel to Centennial next Tuesday before being back home on Friday, December 16th against the Valley Tigers. And Scott, you got to look at the statistics between the two teams. Go ahead.
Right. For Dowling, shooting from the field, 16 for 37, 4 for 11 from 3. Johnston, 21 for 55 overall, 4 for 19 from 3. The rebounding, the Maroons had 27 rebounds to 35 for Johnston. Turnovers, the Maroons had 16, Johnston had 7. And free throw shooting was 3 for 4 for the Maroons and 9 for 11 for Johnston. So again, good offense. Both teams came out fighting, pressuring each other, and making it tough. But I just think at the end, Johnston's came out in the second half. Their ball movement was better. They get the Dowling girls moving side to side more, and the help wasn't there as much. One thing you saw tonight is every time Marin Heller came off a screen to drive, or Ava Zedeker, there was someone else waiting for them, and they weren't worrying about one of the posts to open up or worried about the three-point shooting from Dowling enough. They took a chance on leaving three-point shooters open, and tonight it worked for them.
Well, the Dragons get their 30th win and in a row, and that says a lot about in this day and age. Let's take a look at the scoring in tonight's contest. First of all, for the visitors from Dowling Catholic, whose record now falls to 2-3 in girls play. Maroons were led by Ava Zedeker. She was the lone scorer in double figures. She had 20 of Dowling's 39 points tonight. She was followed by Lauren Frerichs with 7 points, 6 points for Marin Heller off the bench for Dowling, and then 2 points for Julia Moore and for Ellie Olson. Ellie Muller did not score, and neither did Alex Gaskell, who came off the bench, as the Maroons went 3 of 4 at the free throw line. For Johnston, they had 2 players that had probably about 90% of their scoring. Eileen Tankey had 16 points at halftime, and she finished with 24 points in the contest. She was their leading scorer. So Tankey, the 5'11 junior, with 24 points, and Emma Hampton, the 6'1 senior, finished with 21 points. She had 4 points at halftime, 17 in the second half, and Dowling did not have an answer for her defensively. And then the rest of the team combined for 10 points, beginning with Jenica Lewis, the outstanding freshman who has over 20 Division I offers. She finished with 4 points, and then 2 points each for Aaliyah O'Reilly with 2 points, Molly Nelk with 2 points, and J.C. Blanchard with 2 points. The Dragons 9 of 11 at the free throw line. So both teams are not get a whole lot of fouls and getting those opportunities. But it was all Johnston, especially when they went on that 8-2 run the first 3 minutes of that third quarter.
Right, and again, they just came out. They just did a better job. We saw the game the other night, or on Tuesday night against Valley, where Dowling seemed to drive into where there was a lot of defense to help. And Friday night, they didn't do that. You maybe saw one of those similar turnovers on Friday night, whereas tonight it wasn't as much as last Tuesday, but it was more than what happened last Friday. So the decision-making, but a lot of that, you turn around and you give that credit to Johnston, because those 3 girls that didn't score a lot, they were everywhere. They were waiting for Dowling drivers in the lane. They were helping. They were talking. It was good. It was a good defensive effort by those 3 players especially. And then Hampton just had a great night for when you go from averaging 7.7 and you go out and get 21. That's just that's a lot to overcome for any team.
It certainly is, and it was a lot to overcome for Dowling tonight. Well, Mr. Babinette, we will take our microphones further west next Friday, as we will be at the Waukee Gym, as Mr. Eric Boyle and company, the athletic director there, will be waiting for us. I guess they call it the field house, the Waukee Field House. And tonight, the Battle of Waukee, and that's just the girls' game before the boys' game, which is number 1 versus number 2. Hopefully, they'll all be recover from that and open the doors for us Friday night.
Well, that's a fun place to go play too. The atmosphere's good. The student section's getting, especially on Friday, and so that'll be really fun to just be there and there's always close games there, it seems like, between the 2 teams. And
I think I remember a few there.
Yes,
overtime. I remember all those. Yeah, those were fun. Well, Scott, appreciate it, and thanks to James for sitting in tonight. Does a great job. I think the stats are pretty close. He can probably audition for the quicks or the varsity bound. Varsity is what it's called. He can audition for that. James Hellman keeping the numbers for us. And Scott, thanks for all you do. I know you're retired from coaching, but I know you get a little antsy once in a while and a little jittery up here. And we're not even at courtside tonight. We were up here in the track, so. It still gets that way, but it's a lot of fun.
It's fun. I told Coach tonight I'd probably have a few butterflies for her. But and we have to shout out to her parents if they're listening tonight. I didn't get to say hi the other night, so when they were at the game, but
that's because they were sitting in front of us.
I know, and I missed. They took off before I get to them. So
they had the Meyer Christmas party last weekend, and they had half the town of Oldline here.
Right.
Because anytime 5 people leave town, half the town's gone. Right. Something like that.
Well, if they show up Friday and Dowling wins, Kristen's going to make sure they're at every game.
That's right. She'll make sure. We'll have to send a bus up there to get them transport, especially in the weather we're going to have. So, all right, Scott. Thank you, and we'll talk to you Friday night.
All right. See you then.
My man Scott Babinette, keeping the numbers for us tonight, and we want to thank him for all he does. We'll take a break, and let's take a 1-minute break. Jennifer, James Helming, our statistician, we appreciate him, and we'll take a break and come back with Jimmy Cataldo. We'll preview the boys' contest between Dowling and Johnston. Again, the final score of the girls' game. Second-ranked Johnston defeats number 6 Dowling Catholic 55-39 in a 5A contest in the CIML. That is Johnston's 30th straight win over the course of a year and a half. We'll return for the boys' game after this 1-minute break on Iowa Catholic Radio.
At noon, Monday through Friday, the doctor is in. Dr. Ray Garendi helps you with personal problems and professional questions. You'll love his fun approach and practical advice. The doctor is in on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Cy Kellett, host of Catholic Answers Live. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And welcome back to the Johnston Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, as we get set for the boys' contest between Dowling Catholic and Johnston. First time these two teams will meet this season after meeting, 3 times last year. Well, it's game 1 of the first of two this season, as we welcome in our color commentator, and I mean colorful commentator. Hope we got everything fixed in his neighborhood over the weekend. Welcome, Mr. Cataldo. Appreciate you stopping by. And what a girls' game it was. Dowling had the lead at halftime, but Johnston came back in the second half, and here we are in game two.
Well, just a few things. One, you always like to have games that are somewhat close to home, and I'm just finding Centennial and Johnston, it's the furthest part of Polk County for me.
Well, we're not in Polk County Friday, so how are you going to do this?
And there goes another one. So
we're in Dallas County Friday. Do you have a permit to be there, or do you get special dispensation from somebody to get over in Dallas County? I mean, I'm good, but I don't know about you.
I'd have to check my parole officer. But then I see in the girls' game, you got Scott Babinet, who's doing a fantastic job. I get to listen to you guys driving over here, but you have your own stats man sitting here too. Well, I don't know who negotiated my contract, but we do not have stats guys.
You're being paid to do both. And he is not. So we've got a special thing arranged, and James does a great job. They're going to put that guy in front of us. James Helming does a great job with the numbers, and he and Scott work together out in the state of Nevada back in the day, and and James just moved back to Des Moines and not doing anything on Tuesday and Friday nights, kind of like you and I, not doing anything.
Not doing much.
Yeah, do a little radio. Do a little radio. And I see we have last week, Friday night, it was your parents and family in front of us. Now we have the Morrow family in front of us. So
Morrow family.
I got to mute that crowd mic a little bit there. That'll be better.
And
I can't believe that.
We certainly have to give a shout out to the Morrow family. They lost a really close pioneer woman in their family, Roseanne McCarger, longtime teacher aide at St. Anthony's.
Absolutely.
And, she passed away late last night. So certainly our thoughts and prayers are out to the Morrow family today.
Yeah, no question about it, Roseanne. She was something else, character,
yes.
and had a chance to work with her when she retired. And our thoughts and prayers are with the family there. But Jimmy, I don't know if you heard the interview I had with Coach Steele King, but we're going to shake up the lineup a little bit tonight. And he just hopes these guys they're in a pretty good league, by the way. And Centennial had the running clock Friday night. Dowling here at Johnston, a team they faced 3 times last year. Johnson's lost some of those players from last year that went on to finish runner-up in the state. And this is going to be an interesting matchup, especially with the insertion of in the starting lineup to Riddick Metten and Ryan Kleppe. They'll be making their first career starts for Dowling tonight.
2 kids who have certainly been a focal point of the Dowling program during the offseason, and Ryan Kleppe and Riddick Metten. And certainly as I did listen to Coach Steele King's halftime interviews, it's not like they're taking anything away from Andrew and taking anything away from Nick Frericks. You're give a couple guys an opportunity who's earned that opportunity, and just see if they can add a little bit of life to this Dowling basketball team. And at the end of the day, you're getting a rotation, and it doesn't matter as to when you get in the game is what kind of an impact you make when you get in the game. And certainly always tell kids is when you get into the game, regardless if you start or if you come off the bench, is what kind of impact do you make, and do you make your team better when you're on the field or on the court? And certainly tonight we're going to get a chance to see Riddick Metten in the starting lineup as well as Ryan Kleppe.
No question about it. And did you notice the athletic administration here, led by Mike O'Connor here at Johnston? He left Dowling in July, and about 4 weeks later he picks up a state baseball trophy to bring back here. Did he? First of all, I see he let you in. That's good to know. But Mike O'Connor and his staff do a great job. They got us set up here. Our thanks to OC, along with Tammy Nelson, Melissa Cross, and Randy Sparks, who got all the technical stuff done. We appreciate them. But Mike has really fallen into a pretty good group of guys and gals here at Johnston.
Life is good if you're Mike O'Connor, and as you mentioned, got a state baseball title over the summer, and Nick Wagner now is an assistant coach, a former Dowling assistant coach, and now Nick Wagner is an assistant coach here at Johnston, and he brings a lot of knowledge about the Dowling players and the Dowling program. So certainly not a lot of things are going your way as you begin this game if you're the Maroons. But I would say one thing that is going your way is that you're not looking across the court and seeing a Trey Lewis or a Stephen Kramer, 2 kids who lit up the state of Iowa last year. Trey Lewis averaging 21 points last year, Stephen Kramer 15 points. Those 2 guys are gone. But yet some guys came out of the shadows during that run last year, one of them being Sam Tornabay. who hit some big shots.
Yes, he did.
As a reserve for that Johnston team.
We're going to take a break, Jimmy, as they're going to have starting lineups introduced here between Dowling and Johnston. You know, the officials give me a good look. They always give me a good look. I like that. I get recognized by the officials. And thanks to Michael Tomlinson, Will Dotson, and Johnny Getting. And had a chance to coach Johnny in AAU basketball way back in the day. We'll take a break and come back with the start of tonight's boys game. It's Dowling and Johnston tip-off coming up. But first, the girls score. It was Johnston defeating Dowling 55-39 in Game 1. Game 2 coming up as we return after this 1-minute break on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Why can't priests get married? Did you know that an ordination shares a lot of similarity with a wedding? The rituals, the vows, even the speak now or forever hold your peace. Why all this similarity? Because he's getting married. His bride is the Catholic Church, and he promises his life to her, just as Christ, the true bridegroom, has done from all eternity. Now, yes, it is possible to have an earthly bride and a heavenly bride, but since the heavenly bride always has to come first, it can be really hard on even the saintliest earthly bride. That's why for the past 1,000 years, the Church has echoed St. Paul's words when he said to early priests, "An unmarried man is anxious about the things of the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But a married man is anxious about the things of the world, how he may please his wife, and he is divided." So, why can't priests get married? Well, because they already are. For more, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
And we're back here at the Johnston Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, as we begin the boys contest. Introductions going on the court. Final in Game 1, it was Johnston 55, Dowling 39 for the folks that did not tune in for Game 1 of our broadcast. But Game 2, it's Dowling and Johnston. We'll take a look at our starting lineups tonight. First of all, for the visitors from Dowling Catholic, the head coach is Clay Phil King in his second year, 9 wins, 17 losses. Assisted by Jimmy Nahas, Zach Nicholson, and Kevin O'Hare. Did you get an update? Did O'Hare win?
You know what? O'Hare was real tight, and as I walked over, I know it came to the last possession or two.
Of course it did.
But we may have to update his win-loss record that's on the stat sheet.
That's why I asked you. So, all right, but he'll be on the Dowling bench. The Maroons will start at one guard, David Scheck, 5'11" senior, averaging 12.5 points. He leads Dowling in scoring. He'll wear number 3. The other guard is Drew Marr, 6'1" senior, averaging 8.5 points. He'll wear number 5. At one forward, Colin Clark, 6'3" senior, averaging 2.5 points. He'll wear number 11. And the other forward is Ryan Kleppe making his first start, 6'3" junior, averaging 3.5 points, wearing number 12. And the other forward is Riddick Metten, a 6'4" junior, averaging 6.5 points, leads a team with averaging 4 rebounds and 2 block shots. So for Dowling, it's Scheck, Morrow, Clark, Kleppe, and Metten. Off the bench for the Maroons will be Nick Frericks, along with Andrew Nyanji, Jack Odie, and my partner in crime, son, Dante Cataldo, will see action off the bench for Dowling Catholic. And now for the Johnston Dragons. They come in with a record of 2-1. They are preseason ranked number 7 on some polls and unranked on others. As Jimmy mentioned, they have graduated a pretty good group. Trey Lewis and Stephen Kramer, along with Mason Ryan, who was a sub and became a starter. And that's 40 points that they graduated. 40 points and 17 rebounds graduated between Kramer, Lewis, and Ryan, who are all at the next level. The Dragons are coached by Brian Frick in his 4th year. 50 wins, 18 losses, including the win last night over Cedar Rapids Prairie in a non-conference game, 40-24. Dragons will start Talon Proctor, 6' junior. He'll wear number 4 at guard. Logan Carey, a 6' senior, will be the other guard, wearing number 10. At one forward, Jalen Richardson, their leading scorer, a 6'3" sophomore, averaging 11.5 points. He'll wear number 14. And Nate Roosh, a 6'4" senior, averaging 8.5 points, wearing number 15. The center, as Jimmy mentioned, Sam Tornabane, a 6'7" senior, averaging 10.5 points, leads a team in rebounds and blocks, and he'll wear number 12. So it'll be Proctor, Carey, Tornabane, Richardson, and Roosh. And we're just about ready to start. Brian Frick, assisted by Nick Wagner and Josh Kennedy. And Jimmy, what are some of the quick keys you see in this contest as Dowling jumping up against will be Riddick Metten?
Well, as Coach King said at half, is you got to rebound, value of a possession, and move with a purpose. You know, continue to move your offense around, look for some high percentage shots, and attack the basket.
Dragons with the basketball. Here's Tay Proctor down the lane. Puts a shot up too strong and a rebound out to Dowling. So Johnston one and done to start the contest. Dowling the other way, and here's Drew Marr with it. Top of the key, it goes to Davis Scheck. Scheck will work the right side. Dowling and Johnston both would open up in man-to-man defense. Now the ball slapped around and stolen away by Jalen Richardson. So Dowling tried to get it inside and it was slapped away.
But good movement early out of the Maroons. All 5 guys were moving around the court, and I believe it was Roosh who got his hand in there and knocked the ball away from Colin Clark.
Now Carey gets caught in the lane, can't make a move. He gets it to Richardson in the lane. A nice little strong move. His shot up and no good, gets his own rebound. Ball slapped around and Carey with it. There's Proctor with it. Work the right side. Carey on the baseline. Cut off nicely. Fall-away jumper up and good. Right over Davis Scheck, who had decent defense on him.
Certainly when you look early at that Jalen Richardson, 6'10 sophomore, certainly is a good-sized kid who moves fairly well in the middle. And first time seeing him play his high school basketball, and he's a pretty impressive young man.
Yes, he is. And now the ball slapped out of bounds. Dowling gets the ball in the front court. Inbounding the ball for the Maroons is Colin Clark. It's Clark, Kleppe, Metten, Davis Scheck, and Drew Marr. Here's Marr coming off a ball screen, can't get a shot off. Tried to lob it inside to Riddick Metten, and he overthrew him.
We talked about it the last game is trying to get some chemistry with this Maroons, understanding how people are going to move your own teammates, and that's continuing to be a learning curve for the Maroons. Riddick had a backdoor cut, and Drew saw him, but Riddick kind of cut off his movement, where I probably would have been a nice easy layup there.
And now inside, Jalen Richardson gets loose, and he shoots and scores. That's his first basket. The 6'3 sophomore is their leading scorer, and it's 4-0. Johnston over Dowling, and now the Maroons come away with a basket.
Good attacking penetration by David Scheck, and that's what we talked. Playing downhills in offense, attacking the basket has certainly been a recipe for success for the Maroons.
Scheck is Dowling's leading scorer, and he scored there. It's 4-2. Johnston with the lead. Now the Dragons in the lane, and Roosh has the ball blocked and out of bounds to Dowling.
Great defense by Drew Marr, and certainly outsized by Roosh, and worked around Drew, kept the body to him. Nice block, and then it goes out on Roosh on the outbounds play.
Last night, Prairie was held to 24 points by this Johnston team, and they were down at one point 10-4. Underneath, Dowling posting up, and a shot no good, actually blocked. Kleppe tried to post up, but he got too deep under the basket. The other way we go, and Johnston rolls the ball off the foot of Jalen Richardson, so they turn it back over.
You're seeing Johnston held Prairie to 24 points last night. Didn't really get a chance to see the game, but I would think that they pressed a lot. And one thing I would expect to see Johnston do today is press, and something that Maroons haven't seen yet in the 3 ball games that they played.
Dowling with the ball coming off a Johnston turnover. Now they set up Drew Marr. His 3 left wing is no good. Tornabane with the rebound. Again, there's 2 Tornabanes on the team. They're both twins, but they're fraternal twins. And now traveling called on the Dragons as Tay Proctor guilty. Dom, 5'8 senior, and Sam, a 6'7 senior. So 6'7 to 5'8. So not identical twins, but fraternal twins.
That would be something that would probably happen to me. My brother would end up being 6'3", and I'd be 5'6", and
well, thank goodness your mom did not have twins, and
that would happen to me with my luck.
We thank Jolynn for that. 4-2, Johnston with the lead. Low scoring first quarter. 5 minutes to go. Dowling with the ball underneath, and a nice shot in the lane. It's no good. It rolls off the rim. As that was a pretty good look that time by Riddick Metten. Rebound out to the Dragons.
Good strong move by Riddick, and that's what you like to see, especially when he's playing the 5 in the lane, and he's athletic enough. He can jump high enough, and those baskets will go down as this game will progress.
Fouls on Kleppe as Johnston got the ball down quickly after the missed shot by Kleppe, and a rebound and a foul on Kleppe. Dragons will inbound the ball with a new shot clock here, leading 4-2. Played just over 3 minutes, and we got a total of 6 points, unlike the girls' game. There's Johnston with the basketball. In the ball game is Prestige Taylor. Coach thinking about starting him tonight. Now in the lane is Proctor, and he travels with the basketball, so he's not been able to get on track. Proctor, and we saw him in football, Jimmy, as you know. He's a nice receiver.
Nice receiver, but he's just an even better basketball player, watching him progress over the years. And 5 turnovers in the game so far in just over 3.5 minutes, 2 on the Maroons and 3 on Johnston. Just can't get their feet under the ground right now and just being a little over-aggressive.
Here's Kleppe in the lane. His shot up and good, and the score is tied at 4 as Davis Scheck, got the pass and went right down the left side of the lane.
You know, this is the point of the ball game when Theo King talks about, you know, sticking with it, make sure you get rebounds. You're tight in these ball games as they were with Centennial, and you know, a couple turnovers here and there or bad rebounds, and the game starts getting away from you. So it'd be really, really interesting to see how the Maroons stick the rest of this quarter.
And a shot blocked by Drew Morrow, and that was Tay Proctor taking it to the basket. Rebound Dowling. Maroons in transition. They give it up late. Ryan Kleppe with it, but the ball is slapped out of bounds. And Maroons running their fast break, but Kleppe might have been better off shooting as deep as he got in the lane, Jimmy.
Well, his first start, his big action, and I can see a little bit of reservation, but you know, put the ball in your hands and see what you can do. And there's a reason why you're out there, and I'm sure Coach Theo King would like the shot that is there as well.
All right, here's Riddick Medic with the basketball on the baseline. Gives it to Morrow. Drew now double team. Gets it back out for three by the Maroons, and it's good. Davis Sheck with this first three of the night, and he's got all 7 of Dowling's points. Maroons lead 7-4.
The rotation of the Maroon offense really opened that shot for Davis Sheck.
Now the other way, Jalen Richardson gets loose, and he scores his 4th point from the right side of the lane. Got the ball in the lane and scored. 7-6 Dowling. Maroons the other way. Here's Morrow for 3. Up good! Drew Morrow with his first 3 of the night.
I think that may be his first or second 3 of the season.
It is.
Certainly you'd like to see Drew get a hot hand because you know he can knock down those shots.
Long 3, no good by Richardson. And the ball safe from going out of bounds by Johnston, but they lose it out of bounds. Carey can't handle it. It'll be Dowling basketball with 2:49 to go here in this first quarter. Dowling by 4.
You know, Andrew Nyangi is now making his presence. And, you know, in basketball, sometimes you're a better player coming off the bench. Sometimes you're a better player starting. And let's see how Andrew Nyangi reacts to the fact that, you know, he had to sit just for the first 6 minutes of this game.
Now a long 3 coming off a ball screen by Nyangi. It's no good by Ryan Kleppe, and the rebound comes out to Johnston. In the front court is Taylor. Skip pass over to Proctor. Now underneath it goes to Tornabane. Back out to Richardson for 3. Good. He missed the first one, but hit that second 3, and Richardson has 7 of Johnston's 9 points at 10-9, Dowling by 1. Runs the other way. Here's Nyangi with it, gives it to Morrow. Underneath his shot up, off the side of the backboard, no good. Partially blocked that time by Tornabane, and the rebound out to Johnston. Dragons with it in transition, a long 3, up and good. That's Nate Roosh with the 3. That's his 4th 3 of the year.
You know, this is where we talked about, you made the Maroons got to tighten up their defense. Don't give away open threes or uncontested threes. Get a hand in the face, because this is where, you know, their opponents have been hitting some key shots, and then the lead starts getting away from them, and the basketball game gets a little wild.
Here's Morrow with the ball. In the lane, his shot up and no good. Draws a foul, and Tornabane will be called for the foul. And I think Sam was in business to block, and he didn't get it done. So Sam Tornabane with his first foul for Johnston.
Seen Drew Morrow attack the basket, 3 or 4 possessions, you know, shoot a couple threes. So his versatile progression in his game tonight is going to be really, really tough for Johnston. Are they going to protect him attacking the basket or extend take away his 3-point shooting? So if the more versatile Drew can get, the better it is going to be for his game and everybody else's game to spread the court.
And when you attack the basket, you also draw fouls, and you got to get the free throw line. Dowling didn't do that against Centennial. Second free throw good. Morrow with 5 points.
The Maroons did not get to the free throw line in the first half at all against Centennial, as you pointed out last game, and it's nice to see them get to the free throw line early.
Tied at 12. Tornabane for 3 in the corner, and it's good. Sam Tornabane. He didn't like that foul called on him when he fouled Drew Morrow, and he gets the corner 3 from the left side, and the Dragons by 3, 15-12. And now Nyangi for 3 for Dowling. It's no good. Offensive rebound, Nick Frericks. A long 3 coming by Morrow. It's no good. And the rebound comes out to Johnston and Jacob Simpson. Simpson, in the lineup, the wide receiver / tight end for Coach Brian Woodley. And he's just getting into basketball shape. Corner 3, no good by Tornabane once again. Fight for the rebound, and Dowling had it and lost it. And then they say it went out of bounds off of Johnston. Dante Cataldo in for Dowling. So both teams getting to their bench.
Sir, Jacob Simpson, as you mentioned, you'll see him, what he's done on the football field and how he's progressing. He's getting some D1 offers, which is incredible for his game. But watching him in the basketball arena over the last couple of years, he certainly can play of this game, and he certainly is a key that I see coming off the bench as somebody we need to watch because he can score some points in a hurry.
No question about it. Dowling in the front court. Nick Frericks checking in the ball game for the Maroons, along with Tornabane. Maroons move the ball in the perimeter. Frericks in the corner to Cataldo for three. Good! The first career three for Dante Cataldo. I love it when he shoots like his mom.
Yeah.
15 all.
I think I would have hit the side of the backboard, so this is good progression.
As I just said, 20 seconds to go in the quarter, and we're tied at 15.
Maroons a little bit of zone.
3-2 zone here. And now a steal by Marr. 3-on-2 fast break. 2 seconds left. And the ball stolen away by Prestige Taylor. And the horn goes off. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Dowling 15, Johnston 15. Along with Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo back after this 1-minute break for the second quarter here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Fridays at 9 a.m., Making It Personal on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides tuition assistance for families to send their kids to our Catholic schools and 65% Iowa tax credits for you. Give to ctoiowa.org.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
I am Father Lito Thomas from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Johnston Gym, girl-boy doubleheader. Earlier tonight in Game 1, it was the Johnston girls defeating Dowling 55-39. And here we're tied at 15 going into the second quarter, Dowling and Johnston. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo. We'll get with our first quarter numbers here, but Dowling off to a pretty good start. Now a corner three by the Maroons, up and good by Jack Odie, his first action of the night, and he hits a corner three from the right side.
Jack's certainly a guy that can knock down shots, and he's shown that in the AAU circuits, and that has to feel really good if you're Jack to knock down your first shot of the night.
Johnston with the basketball, 20 on the shot clock. Dragons have Tay Proctor in there. This ball right side to Sam Tornabane. Starting center, but he plays a wing a lot. On the baseline, it goes to Logan Carey. Can't get a shot off. Leaves it for Carey. He can't get a shot off. Good defense by the Maroons. 2 on the shot clock. Tornabane for 3. Good. You know, it's a guy you got to keep in mind where he's at all the time. Sam with his second 3 of the night, he has 6 points.
We've seen more zone in these first 2 possessions of the second half than we have all season, and giving a guy like Sam Tornabane the 3-point shot, he's knocked down plenty of shots last year, and that's what he did here. Johnson's back to their zone.
Just told Scott Babinett in Game 1 we haven't seen a zone all year till now. Now a long 3 by Dowling, no good by Nyanji. Dowling with the rebound. Marr for 3, good! Drew Marr with his second 3 of the night. He's got 8 points, and it's 21-18, Dowling by 3.
Great job by Dante in attacking the basket and fighting for that rebound and kicking it out as he's falling down to Drew, and Drew hits that shot.
All right, here's Tornabane with it. Dangerous pass, but finally retrieved by Proctor. Gets on the baseline to Carey. Logan now skip pass to Tornabane for 3 again. Off the mark, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Nyanji comes up with it for Dowling.
I would say the one thing I'm seeing early in this game is how aggressive the Maroons are playing defensively, attacking the boards on both ends. Certainly something we haven't seen a complete game of the last 2 ball games for the Maroons.
Now Frericks turns it over. Got 1 or 2 dribbles too deep into the lane and nowhere to go, and it was poked away. And now here's Nyanji with the ball slapped away, but right into the hands of Johnston's Sam Tornabane, and the Dragons will retain possession. 21-18, Dowling by 3. 5:30 left to go here in the second quarter from Johnston. Jalen Richardson for 3 left wing. It's no good. Offensive rebound Carey. The ball stolen away by Dante Cataldo. Lead pass to Frericks and an uncontested layup. Good. and a timeout, Johnston. How about that? The Maroons with the 5-point lead, 23-18 with 5:18 to go in the first half. Jimmy.
It's just showing the athleticism that the Maroons are having on the court right now. A lot of young, quick guards and certainly moving around really well with that zone and getting the reach-in balls, knocking them away, and then pushing the ball up the court and getting out in front of Johnston and converting on those fast break points has put the Maroons up 5 here in this second quarter.
Well, it certainly has. And you look at last night, the Dragons gave up 24 points in a win over Cedar Rapids Prairie, and they've already given up 23, and we're not even midway through the second quarter. That's off the Maroons. They've come out, and that's kind of what Coach Steele King told us at halftime. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Jimmy?
Certainly would like to see how Coach Steele King handles this success early is putting fresh guys on the court and continuing this up-tempo type of defense and offense, especially when they're playing this zone that they are playing a 3-2 zone.
It's like relays. You just hand the baton off, and the next guy does even better than the first guy, you hope. All right, Johnston with the ball. Jolling does stay in that 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone. Dragons with it. Here's Ruish with it. Top of the key it goes to Talon Proctor. Coming off a ball screen by Simpson. Can't get it to him. Now they get it to Simpson. Right block. Guarded by Riddick Metten in the lane, and traveling called ahead of the shot. He shuffled his feet, and good job by Metten. I think he had help defense there on the weak side, Jimmy.
By Odie there, and certainly Simpson backs down Riddick Metten down in the lower paint, and Riddick held his own, was strong with the post up, and forced the turnover by Simpson.
23-18, Dowling with the lead. 4:35 to go, second quarter. Maroons with the basketball. Here's Jack Odie underneath, and a shot up, no good, but rebounded by Riddick Metten, and his putback is good, and the Maroons extend the lead to 7.
Attacking the basket, and then Odie being there for the weak side rebound to put it back in. Certainly the Maroons are playing a much better up-tempo, confident game early in this evening.
Little 1-2-2 zone by Dowling Catholic. Dragons now get the ball underneath, and uncontested layup good by Jacob Simpson on the nice pass by Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson found Simpson just sitting back behind the defense and did a nice job.
Here's Cataldo underneath. His shot up, no good. Hits the floor, and the rebound comes out to Johnston. Dante had a good look but couldn't finish. Now a steal by Dowling, and the Maroons have it in the back court. 25-20 Maroons. 3:40 left to go, second quarter. Halftime, we'll have Kristen Meyer and maybe a player or two from the Dowling girls team who lost tonight 55-39 to Johnston. There's Odie on the baseline, and he throws it away. Not a good pass back to Metten to relocate. The Maroons will turn it over.
You know, when you see the Maroons, all 5 guys are outside the three-point arc, and really nobody's cutting through the lane or anything like that, you start getting he's caught in cement, and with that non-movement, then the guy with the basketball is forced to create something that he's not comfortable doing, and that just hasn't boded well for the Maroons. Like to see more cut into the basket like they've done early. It certainly was not like that in that last possession.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Mark Amadeo, Jimmy Cataldo here for Game 2. Now in the lane, a shot too strong, no good by Prestige Taylor, and a rebound out to Dowling and Riddick Metten. Dowling the other way with the basketball. Here's Davis Sheck, makes a move, goes down the lane, and he throws it, or the ball slapped away. It'll be Dowling basketball underneath their own basket. Ran into the Dowling lineup, Colin Clark and Drew Morrow. Sitting down, Dante Cataldo and Jack Odie.
So reset things, Kleppe, Morrow, Colin Clark, Riddick Metten, and Davis Sheck in the lineup.
Morrow throws it in as he gets it into Colin Clark. Looking for Morrow on a cut. Now he gets over in the corner. There's Metten in the lane, loses it, and now retrieved by Dowling and Kleppe, and now a long three, it's no good. And settled for a long three. There's like 15 on the shot clock. Rebound out to Johnston with 2:45 to go in the half. 25-20 Dowling here in this boys contest. Tornabane with it. Dowling stays in that 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone. Kind of flattens out. Dragons with it. Here's Roosh with it. Double team at the left elbow. Can't get a shot off. Gets it out to Taylor. Prestige Taylor, a 5'11 sophomore. And he's Mr. Instant Offense off the bench, averaging 6.5 points. Skip pass over in the corner to Richardson. Can't get a shot off. 2 on the shot clock. And Taylor for 3, it's no good. Rebound Dowling. So Maroons almost got a shot clock violation against Johnson, and they got the rebound.
Like to see the Maroons tack the basket here, take a high percentage shot, keep the pressure on them.
And here is Marr for three. It's no good, but he's fouled, and Jalen Richardson commits the foul. That'll be 3 free throws for Drew Marr. Now, not what you said, Coach, because they're settling for jumpers, but you want to see it inside, and that's where Metten and Kleppe have got to be a post presence.
You know, when you hit shots early, your confidence level goes up, but you can't get away from what's really bode well for you right now. Up 25-20 is been attacking the basket. When the defense collapses, you kick out at that point. But Morrow shoots his three, doesn't allow to get to come down on his jump shot. Fouled by Richardson, gets 3 free throws here.
Missed the first free throw, made the second, now the third, and it's up and good. So Drew tonight is 4 out of 5 at the line, and he has 10 points. And Dowling with a 7-point lead, 27-20 over Johnston. Under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter from the Johnston gym. The Dragons come in with a record of 2-1. They lost their opening night game to Ankeny and have won 2 in a row. And Dowling 0-2 on the season. Maroons with losses at Valley and Ankeny Centennial. Dragons lob it inside to Carter Loney, the 6'9 sophomore. His shot up and no good, but he drew the foul. And this is a guy who got some time last night in his first contest. Fouls on Colin Clark, but Loney, 6'9 sophomore, had 2 points and 3 rebounds in his first varsity game. Did not play the first 2 games.
Certainly it becomes a mismatch for the Maroons if he's getting the ball at the lower block and you're not fronting him. As you can see, the height advantage there is at least 6-7 inches on Metten.
First free throw by Loney, no good. For the 6'9 sophomore. Second one on the way. Rims out, no good. Johnston now 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Dowling is now 4 out of 5 at the line. Minute and a half to go. Dowling with the ball, looking for a backdoor cut. Metten can't find the cutter. Leaves it for Colin Clark. They work underneath. This is Kleppe with it, and he nearly lost it in the corner tomorrow. For 3 in the corner, it's no good on the left side. The rebound comes out to Nate Roosh. And here's Johnston in transition. Dragons with it. Richardson. Top of the key. Gets it over to Roosh for 3. Good. Nate Roosh. That's his second 3 of the night. He's got 6 points. And the Dowling lead is 4, 27-23. Under a minute to play in the half.
Those are the shots that have been hurting the Maroons all season, is that 10-foot beyond the three-point arc shot that's been going down against the Maroons.
Long 3 by Metten is no good. And the rebound out to Tornabane. For Johnston, 40 seconds to go, so Dowling will have the ball back on the shot clock. A long 3 up, no good again. This time by Roosh, same spot, but he left it short and the rebound Dowling. Shot clock turned off, 25 seconds to go in the half. The Maroons can play for a 1 shot. This is Kleppe with it. Over to Scheck. Davis swings it to the top of the key. And Dowling will reset with Davis Scheck. Scheck and Colin Clark play catch. Scheck coming off a ball screen in the lane, has a shot blocked by the big guy, Carter Loney, in the hands of Dowling. And half-court shot at the horn is no good. And we go to halftime with Dowling having its first lead of the season at halftime, 27-23 over Johnston here at the Johnston gym, Jimmy.
You observed the first half of that game, and the Maroons certainly got off to a very, very strong start. Something that Coach Stilking talked about during the girls' game is getting off to that strong start. A lot of rebounds, which they were doing, attacking the basket, getting some high percentage shot, had some kids knock down some baskets. But the latter part of that second quarter, they kind of got away from that game, and they started reverting back to what hurt them in the first 2 games, is a lot of standing around looking for 1 or 2 guys to make things happen, when that wasn't what was so successful for them the first quarter and a half. So as they go in and regroup in the second half, the Maroons, I think, really talk about what worked for them in the second half. I think the zone that they've been putting on Johnston has been very successful. So see a lot of that, and hopefully that Johnston misses some of the shots that have been hurting the Maroons so far this year.
All right, Jimmy, at halftime, Dowling led by Drew Marrow's 10 points. He has a pair of 3-pointers, and he's 4 for 5 at the free throw line for his 10. 7 points for Davis Scheck. And then off the bench, Dante Cataldo with 3 points. 2 points for Riddick Metten and 2 points for Nick Frericks for the Maroons, as Ryan Kleppe did not score, who was got his first varsity start, and Colin Clark did not score for Dowling. The Maroons went 4 of 5 at the free throw line here in the first half. For the Johnston Dragons, They are led at halftime by Jalen Richardson with 7 points, Sam Tornabane with 6 points for Nate Roosh, Logan Carey with 2 points. Tay Proctor did not score for the Dragons as the Dragons went 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Again, our halftime score, Dowling 27, Johnston 23, and we return some halftime guests. Head coach Kristen Marr, the Dowling girls head coach, and Ava Zedeker will join her at halftime. That means you got to find somewhere else to go. I think there's an athletic director or two over there that might have been talking to one another, Mr. O'Connor and Mr. Wilson. Nate Zinegren, yeah.
Yep.
So I think you'll be fine. We need a headset.
I think we need to do something about this accommodation. You know, we're looking through the fence line. And
look, TV's over there. They got a stage. We don't have the stage.
You think when O'Connor came over here, he'd accommodate us? No.
Put it in the wish list to see what happens next time we're here. All right, we'll probably be in the basement. Halftime score, Dowling 27 and Johnston 23, along with Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadell. Girls game was won by Johnston. It was Johnston 55, Dowling 39. We'll catch up with the girls' guests at halftime after this 1-minute break here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Hi, this is Matt Wilkham from Iowa Catholic Radio. We hear so many stories from listeners about the impact this station is having on their lives. Like Angela, who says, I listen first thing in the morning because it starts my day on the right foot by hearing the gospel. Friends, in this season of giving, how about offering the gift of hope through Iowa Catholic Radio? To make a tax-deductible donation to our year-end appeal, just click on the banner at iowacatholicradio.com or call 515-223-1150. Thank you for your support.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And welcome back to halftime here at the Johnston Gym. Halftime score, Dowling boys leading 27-23 over the Johnston Dragons. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo here at halftime, and joined now by head coach Kristen Meyer, along with Ava Zedeker. A couple of guests from the Dowling girls basketball team. Coach, I said it was your choice. You want to bring these young ladies up, and you brought the sophomore up, Miss Zedeker. And,
yeah, we'll rotate them through. Ava gets through the short straw. She got to come first.
Now, Ava, she does a line change every once in a while in basketball. These basketball coaches do it to announcers. You know, they'll rotate 2 or 3 in at once, and they'll take them out. The game is not hockey, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to be sure that you guys all knew that. Well, Coach, what a game it was. You got out to a halftime lead thanks to this young lady, jumper at the buzzer.
Yeah.
I think that might be on the radio somewhere, the call, you know. Up good by Zedeker or something like that. But you had the lead at halftime, and, boy, that first 3 minutes of the third quarter, they ran on an 8-2 run, and all of a sudden you just couldn't get back. You're reaching and grabbing, and all of a sudden the lead's in double figures. And that's just how good this Johnston team is. But I think your team learned a lot about themselves tonight.
Yeah, we did. You know, and especially in the first half, we played really well. When we turned it into a half-court game, we did just fine. Second half, they got some run-outs. We didn't, execute our rebounding game plan and our matchups in transition, and that hurt us. And they're just so good and so deep that they can just jump on you real quick. So, yeah, as you mentioned, they got a little run, and then they just kind of started extending it, got some offensive rebounds, and then, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what Mr. Babinett said. Coach was talking about this offensive rebounds. That was early in the first half, and you overcame that and stayed, one step ahead of them. But in the second half, it all came back to bite you a little bit. Those offensive boards, that's just something that they do very well, and they're very crafty. And your kids are kind of, they're learning through that, but all of a sudden the shooting went cold too.
Yeah, and when your shooting goes cold, you struggle a little bit. But we knew rebounding would be, an area we need to do a little bit better. I thought we boxed out better from our bigs tonight, but then their guards came in and grabbed a few offensive rebounds and some putbacks. And I said we played pretty good half-court defense, but then you force a tough shot. If you can't get that rebound, they get another chance at it.
They certainly did. Well, you're led by this young lady next to me, and that's Ava Zedeker. And talk about her play tonight. I know she was battling in there. She had several gals that were rotating defense, which you're going to see all season long. But talk about Ava Zedeker's performance tonight, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, especially this first half, she came out just on fire. She does a nice job getting to the basket and then knocking down threes. And a lot of our sets go to her, and they were trying different things defensively. But the nice thing with Ava is if you want to go under something, she'll just step back and shoot it. If you want to kind of come up and pressure, she can get around. So it's really been fun to see Ava just keep improving and grow her game and just keep getting better.
Yep, she's getting better, stronger. She's grown a little bit. Is it 2 inches over the summer that you grew, or am I missing something here?
Maybe an inch.
Maybe an inch.
Inch and a half.
They got you. No, this is never always right. They got you listed 5'10". I thought last year you were 5'8".
5'9".
Okay. Yeah, see, coaches never tell you what the real height is. Football coaches measure in cleats.
Yeah.
Basketball coaches, the shoes on, off, you're on a step ladder. Is that right, Coach Meyer? Something like that?
I always, if anything, I'm going to err on the side of listing them too short. So then when you go play someone, you're like, oh, I didn't realize you were that tall. Because sometimes people list them an inch or two taller, then all of a sudden you think they're going to be real tall. You get out next to them, you're like, oh, you're not even that tall.
Yeah. Well, Ava, you did a tremendous job, and I tell you what, Johnston's a good team. We know that. That's the reason why they've won 30 in a row. I think that streak is up to that. But talk about the game. I thought you got your teammates involved. Marin comes off the bench, hits some shots. You guys have a nice two-player deal going there when you guys get going. But you got off to a great start in the first half, Ava.
Definitely, we came out strong. Like we were executing our plays. We were coming wanting to win. We were playing aggressive. Then the second half came and we lost our momentum off of we took quick shots, and then that made us lose focus, and then transition killed us pretty bad.
Yeah, the transition and the offensive rebounds, we talked a little bit about that. That was something Johnston did. But getting back to last Friday night's game with Centennial, I like the offense. You'd penetrate, or one of the guards, Julia Moore, Marin Heller, penetrate, and you had Lauren on the wings and Tritton, and they were knocking them down. And you're either going to get a basket if you're penetrating, you're going to get a layup or a foul, but you're able to get the outlet pass. And that was very nice basketball Friday night.
Thanks.
That was a good weekend, right?
It was good.
Anytime you can beat a Scott DeYoung or a Centennial team, that's a good weekend. Yeah. But now you come back to, okay, now it's Johnston and Waukee week. So, but your thoughts moving forward, what's the thing that you worked on this summer, Ava, that you're trying to transition here to the fall and winter?
Definitely just staying consistent with my shot. Just having the same rhythm every time. Definitely just the leadership role with that too.
Well, a young team out there, and Coach Meyer, I think we forget that sometimes. We got sophomores who were freshmen last year, grew up a lot. Now these sophomores, can we consider them kind of like quasi-juniors because they played so much court time? They're experienced even though they're young.
Yeah, and like we tell them, you're varsity players. You don't get a point lead, a couple point lead because we're young. You got to come out and you're playing, whether it's against juniors, seniors, we're freshmen, sophomores, it doesn't matter. You step on the court, it's even. So we need to take the experience that we learned from last year and just keep building on that. And like we talked about after the game, we still have a lot of things that we can improve and learn on this year because we have more room for growth as we figure out the pace of the play and just keep getting better.
Yeah, certainly. And Ava, for Dowling, it's at Waukee, a team that's in the top 15. They're playing very well. Of course, they had their battle with Waukee Northwest tonight. But
did you see a score on that one?
I have not.
I have not either.
I have not.
We'll have to look on that one.
I thought my color folks would do that, but they were involved with statistics. But your thoughts on playing Waukee in the what they call it, the field house over there, big place. A lot of memories over there. Ask Coach Meyer to bring those up in practice this week. Overtime games, shots, double overtime. So I'm not sure that'll happen Friday, but I just wanted you to be prepared, Ava. Right. Your thoughts about playing Waukee? You know some of those young ladies?
I know they're a good team. We just have to come out and execute our plays right from the start, come in, just playing aggressive, just having that grit, wanting to win, and then staying locked in from the start.
That's great.
Looks like Northwest beat Waukee 51-50 tonight.
Oh, the Chris Guest is back on the board. They didn't put him in the top 15, and he knocked off a ranked team, so good for Chris.
They beat Valley on Friday.
That's right, I saw that.
So they'll move in.
Yes, they will, rightly so. All right, Ava Zedeker, any shout-outs out there besides your mom and dad?
like just friends, grandparents.
Okay.
And cousins.
And
Aunts
cousins.
and uncles.
Okay. Well, that's short compared to half of Old-Line listening. They're not here tonight. You guys had your Christmas, right,
Yep.
Coach?
Yeah, they enjoyed Friday's game. They had a lot of fun.
I bet they did because they were there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Ladies, thanks for joining us. Best of luck. We'll be out there at Waukee Friday night. Have a good week. Stay healthy. Recover. And, Coach, thanks for joining us and bringing up a player.
Yeah, well, thanks for broadcasting. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you. That's Kristen Meyer and Ava Zedeker join us at halftime. We'll take a 1-minute break. Be back with the start of the second half in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. 27-23, Dowling boys lead at halftime over Johnston.
I feel like we're lost in this woods. And why is my boyfriend up in a tree?
It doesn't matter. Who could be against choice?
Depends on the choice. And what did you do with our compass?
What about the rights of my conscience?
Does your conscience recognize the right thing to do?
Watch. I'm choosing to prune the branch off this tree.
But it's the one you're sitting on. Choice is a means, not an end. Form your conscience to make good choices. You'll be glad you did. Looks like I need to choose a different boyfriend.
Ouch.
A message from
Iowa
Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from businesses and organizations who share in the mission of connecting listeners to Christ while connecting you to their products and services they provide. To learn more and support the businesses and organizations who support the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, visit iowacatholicradio.com to view our business sponsors. If you'd like more information on how your business or organization can become a business sponsor, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150, 515-223-1150.
And we're back here at the Johnston Gym, underway here in the second half, 27-23, Dowling with the lead. That was our score at halftime. And, Jimmy, both teams have had possessions, and nobody has scored here in the third quarter.
Johnston, missed a three-pointer coming out of the beginning of the half.
And now the Maroons get involved in action as they get the ball, and they shoot and score in the lane, and Riebe Metten with his fourth point.
Turnover by Johnston early in the half as well. It kept the score equal, and then Metten just broke it loose a little bit there here at last possession.
Right here is Johnston with the ball in the lane. Shot blocked by Drew Morrow into the hands of Dowling. With it is Ryan Kleppe in the lane with the left hand. Layup good! Kleppe with the strong move and basket.
Great finish by Kleppe going to his dominant hand, his left. And certainly all was produced by Drew Morrow's block on Richardson. Great defense.
Now the Dragons with the ball, and they go right into the lane, and a shot up and good by Nate Ruish. That's his 8th point, and he took it right around Drew Morrow that time. Dowling with the lead, 31-25, and now here is the Maroons loose, and the ball is blocked as the shot of Davis Sheck was blocked out of bounds to Dowling.
But we talked about at the end of the first half is getting the Maroons getting back to what they did well in the first half, which was attacking the basket. And the first all three possessions, the Maroons were attacking the basket.
All right, Dowling inbounds the ball, 20 on the shot clock. Maroons a dribble handoff, and a long three coming by Kleppe. It's no good. Ball swept out of bounds. They say it went off the Maroons. It'll be Johnston basketball. And, Jimmy, just for your knowledge, Dowling had 2 twos in the second quarter and 2 threes. Johnston with 2 threes in that second quarter and 1 2. So that's the field goals, as the Maroons were led at halftime by Drew Morrow's 10 points. Johnston was led by Jalen Richardson's 7 points. Dragons with the basketball. They trail 31-25, and now in the lane for Johnston, and picking up his dribble too early, but Dragons get the shot clock down, and a long three up and good by Nate Ruish.
Just kind of a possession killer as the Maroons did a heck of a job containing Taylor on defense, and him finding Ruish on a set shot. Drains the three at the top of the key.
That's his 11th point, and it's 31-28, Dowling by 3. Sheck with it in the lane, pull-up jumper up, and no good. Left it short, did Riebe Metten. And the putback up and good, as it was follow-through was good by Ryan Kleppe.
Great job by Kleppe finding the weak side rebound. Everybody talks about find yourself on the weak side rebound. That's where Ryan Kleppe was sitting. Gets the rebound, puts it right back up.
Now we got a holding foul on Dowling the other way, and that'll be on Drew Morrow. That's his first foul. Team foul number 1 of Dowling here in the second half. Johnston with No fouls. 4:30 left to go, third quarter. 33-28. Dowling by 5 over Johnston. Dragons come in unranked in certain polls, but they're 7th ranked in one poll. And Boys Association will start ranking here pretty soon. Underneath, a shot no good as Prestige Taylor couldn't get it to fall. Rebound Dowling. Here's Drew Morrow waiting for his teammates. Long pass in the corner. It slipped out of his hands, out of bounds. A turnover against the Maroons. Great defense. The Maroons are in and out of a zone defense. Started the second half with the 2-3, then transitioned to a man-to-man. And anytime you can just keep the Johnston coaching staff a little off balance there, the better they're going to be here in the second half. Johnson with the ball. Strong move in the lane. Layup good by Jalen Richardson. That's his 9th point. That kid's been so darn impressive with his moves and spin moves around the basket and athleticism. With his size and his youth, he's going to be a heck of a player to come. All right, Dowling with the ball as Maroons in the front court. With it is Drew Morrow. Gives it on the high post to Riddick Metten. Back to Morrow. Over to Sheck. Here's Metten with it. Riddick down the right side into traffic. His shot blocked by Tornabane. And gets his own rebound, put back up, no good, but the shot was blocked, and I think Tornabane came away with the foul here, Jimmy. That'll be his second. Metten takes the ball so hard to the basket, good spin move, but the defense by Tornabane gets the block, but it falls right into Metten's hand. He goes back up, and Tornabane draws the foul there. So free throws coming for Dowling. The first one up and good by Riddick Metten. That is his 5th point of the night. Got his first start tonight, he and Ryan Kleppe, pair of juniors. Dowling 34, Johnston 30. Second free throw good. Dowling with a 5-point lead, 3.5 to go, third quarter. Kind of sticking to their rotation. Niangi comes in for Metten, similar to what the Maroons did in the first half, at least in their substitution rotation. All right. Johnson down court, and they try to late pass by Richardson trying to hit Tornabane. And Jimmy, I'm a firm believer, you get 2 steps in the lane, you're better off shooting than trying to make the pass. And fortunately for Johnson, they got it knocked out of bounds by Dowling. Richardson had a steam going into the basket and just kind of got off balance there. They try to lob it into Richardson, stolen away by Marr down the lane, layup good over Tornabane. Drew Morrow with his 12th point, Dowling by 7. That equals their largest lead of the night. Great finish by Drew on the fast break. Certainly he was going to hard steam and converts at the end. Dragons with it. And now a steal by Drew Morrow. The reverse pass to Ruish. Drew all the way down the lane. Layup good. Drew Morrow with the steal and basket. That's 4 straight points, and Dowling's lead is now 9. And Johnson wants a 30-second timeout. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Dowling by 9, and it's been on the defensive side. The Maroons have caused havoc with this Dragon team. This is certainly the type of basketball you'd expect Dowling to play in their last 2 to 3 games, and now they're finally getting a chance to do it. Get out there, pressure. I think it's really been the defense going in and out of the zone into a man has really caught Johnson off guard and has allowed the Maroons to jump into some of the passing lanes and convert on some of these fast break points. But Drew Morrow certainly has been capitalized on a lot of that. Let's go through the first half statistics, Jimmy, that you have thus far with Dowling leading 39-30. Well, the Maroons for the first half have gone 4 of 13, whereas Johnson has been 4 of 10. The three-point shooting for the Maroons certainly has been a promise versus the last 2 games. The Maroons were 5 for 11. 5 3-point shots made over the first half, where Johnston went 5 for 9. 11 total rebounds for the Maroons, 11 for Johnston. I think the turnover battle, certainly the Maroons are coming on top of that. Maroons had 5 turnovers in the first half compared to Johnston's 11. However, in the second half, Johnston has now had 3 additional turnovers, which has really allowed the Maroons to jump out to a 9-point lead. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Dowling by 9, 39-30. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Reset the Maroons lineup is Kleppe, Davis Sheck, Cataldo, Niangi, and Drew Morrow are the 5 on the floor for the Maroons. Dragons come out with Dylan Grandin for the first time tonight wearing number 5. That's his first action. Also in there, Prestige Taylor at guard. And now here's Richardson backing in, and a charging foul on Richardson. Great job at drawing the charge. by Dowling Catholic and Ryan Kleppe.
It's just what you learn over the game, and I think Kleppe has gone to school a little bit on Richardson. He's a guy that likes to go hard to the basket, try to move as he gets to the block, and Kleppe did a nice job staying square on him defensively and drawing the charge. Great job by Kleppe, learning a little bit of what Richardson has done over the game.
39-30 is our score here. Dowling with the ball. Long three, no good by the Maroons. They work it underneath on the offensive basket, and Niangi with the basket, and he's fouled as Andrew, as the Maroons missed a shot by Sheck. Offensive rebound Dowling, and a foul now on Dylan Grandin. That's his first. He just checked in the lineup for Johnston. And Niangi, a chance for an and one here. And the Maroons' lead has grown to 11. Make it 12. 12-point lead for Dowling with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Really got to buckle down your defense this last 2 minutes and really end this quarter on a high note to really push the momentum going into the fourth. So watching the Maroons play a little bit of defense in this last 2 minutes.
Now in the lane and a reverse layup good by Prestige Taylor. That is his first 2 points. Came in averaging 6.5 points off the bench. The Dowling lead is now 10. Minute 40 left to go here in the third quarter. Dowling by 10 and the basketball. Here's Tornabane on the baseline. Skip pass, stolen away. He tried to hit Cataldo on the baseline. It's stolen away by Richardson. Down the lane, splits the defenders, a shot up, and no good. And bodies hit the floor. Foul on Dowling. They may get Morrow. And I think they did. Drew with his second foul.
I think the officiating has been tremendous here in this game, but that play there was a little bizarre where Richardson went hard with the jump stop, made contact on the jump stop, looked to be a charge, but the contact happened on the jump stop. He goes up, but they called the foul as a shooting foul. And
that's what Coach Steelking asked, the Dowling head coach. And we don't have access to replay here, but I can tell you.
We can barely see it live looking through the fence posts that we're held up
well,
here.
We're radio. The TV's across, and they're up on a stage. You see that stage is about a 1 foot stage. I'm afraid of heights, so that's why we
I think you're older than the combined age of those young men over there across from us.
Careful free throw. It's good by Richardson. Thanks. Richardson with his 10th point. And it's 42-33. Dowling lead has dwindled down to 9. Substitutions now for Dowling Catholic. Checking in is Jack Odie. Had a nice spark off the bench. Had that three-pointer right before the half.
Nick Frericks also checks in for the Maroons.
Second free throw good. So Richardson now 2 for 2 on the night at the free throw line. He's got 11 points. And Dowling's lead is 42-34. Dowling underneath. Marr almost lost it, saved it, and the ball goes out of bounds. They say it went off of Johnston and Prestige Taylor. So the Maroons will inbound it with 24 seconds left on the shot clock. Minute 18 to go on the game clock here in the third quarter. Dowling inbounds it. Here's Cataldo with it. Dante dribbles in the lane. Head fake, a shot up, and draws a foul. And I think they're going to get Richardson for his third. We'll see. They will. That's his third foul.
No, the
check that.
Foul goes on Taylor, his first.
Well, he had 3 to choose from. Nice head fake by Dante. And Cataldo to the line. He has 3 points, three-pointer from the corner. Back in the first quarter, he makes the first free throw. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear. Fine folks at Catholic Tuition Organization and Mercy One. Second free throw good by Cataldo. Dante with 5 points, and it's 44-34. Dowling's lead 10 as we approach the final minute of the third quarter here at the Johnston Gym.
Runs back into their zone, which I think has been really effective for them.
Long three, no good by Richardson. Rebound Johnston. Dowling gets the ball in the front court. Here's Morrow with it.
Got to continue to move. They're looking to knock down some time with 40 seconds left.
Now Morrow turns it over. They get it down court. This is Taylor with it. His shot up and good. Prestige Taylor with his 4th point, all in the third quarter. 30 seconds to go.
Shot clock's off, looking for maybe the last shot of the third quarter, up 8 are the Maroons.
44-36, Dowling over Johnston. Final seconds. And now Johnston extending the defense and forcing Dowling to call a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. Yeah, we'll keep it here, rather. 44-36, Dowling with the lead. Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates are some of our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. 30-second timeout called by Dowling. And Coach Cataldo, I know we've got another game going on in Waukee. 22-19, Waukee Northwest leading number 1 Waukee.
You had mentioned during the girls' game that's a sold-out.
Yeah.
They're turning people away from that.
Yeah, they had to.
That has to be an incredible atmosphere.
They pre-sold tickets.
Yes.
And all the students for each school bought tickets. That sold out. They left 500 for the general public.
My goodness.
And that was gone. So then if you didn't have a ticket, you couldn't be on campus, basically. And, of course, the fire marshals there. Look at that crowd as we're watching it on CISN a little bit. But, number 2, Sutton Northwest leading number 1 Waukee, and that's who Dowling will be playing Friday night at the Waukee Field House. Not a gym, but a field house.
We need a field house.
Do you know what the difference is, Mr. Cataldo?
I really don't, other than in Iowa City they called it a field house.
Yeah.
But that was a bar. So I'm not sure what that difference goes into your equation.
Folks, you know where he was spending his time. He wasn't watching games at the field house. He was at the establishment. In the lane, Marr with the shot. Good, they're going to wave it off. Yes, they do. They count it. At the horn, Tornabane gets credit for it.
No, that was Nyangi.
Or Nyangi, I'm sorry.
Following Drew Marr's attack to the basket. Drew shoots the ball up.
Well, it went through 2 hands, and I'm looking for they're going to count it. 46-36 is our score as they put the points on the board. We'll take a break at the end of the third quarter. Dowling by 10, 46-36 over Johnston in this boys contest. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Mondays at 9 a.m., Man Up with Joe Stopulos on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
This is Grace Gibbons from the Basilica of St. John. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Johnston Gym. Glad you could join us for this girl-boy doubleheader. Game 1 won by the Johnston girls. A second-ranked Johnston defeated Dowling 55-39. Dowling girls ranked 6th. Here we start the fourth quarter. Dowling up 10, 46-36. Drew Marr for 3 on Dowling's first possession. It's no good. And a rebound out to the Dragons. We'll get our third quarter statistics here in a moment. Dowling was 9 of 10 at the free throw line. Johnston just 2 of 4 at the line. And the Dragons now with the basketball as they go left to right. Here at the Johnston Gym. Corner 3 by Proctor is no good. Weak side rebound comes out to the Dragons. And Simpson comes away with it. Near steal by Scheck. And he does steal it into the hands of his teammate. Dowling now with a 2-on-1 fast break. Underneath, layup is up and good! Drew Marr is the benefactor of that 3-on-2 fast break. Great assist that time, Jimmy.
Tremendous job on the fast break with Maroons. Didn't touch the floor the whole way down. 3 passes and it hit Drew Marr cutting to the basket to finish.
48-36, Dowling by 12. And a timeout called by Johnston. This will be a 30-second timeout for head coach Brian Frick. With 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go. So we barely go a minute 10 here in the fourth quarter, and Johnston wants to talk it over. The Maroons lead by 12.
You can see the complete difference out of the Maroons in this game versus the last 2 has really been their up-tempo, attacking the game, offense and defense for that matter. If they can keep locked in for the better part of this 6.5 minutes left in this quarter, they certainly may be able to steal one here, but that's a lot of time on that clock that the Maroons have to stay locked into the game that they're playing.
And what do you have for numbers through 3 quarters,
Through
Jimmy?
3 quarters, the Maroons go 10 of 24 from the field, 41%, 5 of 13 from 3, 20 total rebounds and 8 turnovers for Johnston, 8 of 16 through 3 quarters, 50% from the field, 6 of 12 from 3, 12 total rebounds, and 10 turnovers through 3 quarters are the Dragons.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Dental Associates, and Construction Professionals. I want to thank Jennifer Phelps for being our studio producer tonight. Our officials are Michael Tomlinson, Johnny Getting, and Will Dotson. Be Johnston basketball. They called the timeout. Dowling by 12. The Maroons equal their largest lead of the night right now with 6:45 left to go, fourth quarter. Dowling in that zone. They got a whistle and a reach-in foul on the Maroons, and I believe they are going to get Dante Cataldo for the reach-in foul. Maroons, I thought Dowling's, when they switched to that zone midway through the first quarter, that kind of threw Johnston off a little bit, and now they bring it back. Tornabane for 3 on the inbounds play, and it's good from the top of the key. And that's a guy you got to watch when you go to the 3 or we go to the zone. He's got 9 points.
If you're going to play zone, you got to certainly identify Tornabane because that's going to be the guy who's going to knock down these threes.
Maroons with the basketball, and they go coast to coast. Ball slapped out of bounds as Johnston puts on a press. Dowling breaks it. They went all the way down the sideline, got it underneath to the baseline, underneath the Dowling basket, and the ball tipped out of bounds by Johnston.
This is a time when you really miss Joey Coppola and his ball handling skills and his ability to break presses and handle the basketball, which the Maroons do have ball handlers, but nothing at the caliber of Joey Coppola.
Right now it's Davis Sheck out there, along with Dante Cataldo on the baseline. Pull-up jumper, good off the glass. And that's Medic that got that got loose. And Riddick now, getting his first varsity start tonight, has 8 points. The other way we go, and a long 3 in the corner, up. And they got to count it?
Yes, I think they're going to count it. That thing bounced around the rim 4 different spots before it went in. Hits the 3-point shot. Is
Nate Roosh.
Is Roosh, and so he's going to have a chance to make a 4-point play.
That's his 14th point of the night, and an and one coming. So 50-42, Dowling's lead is 8. Make it 7. 15 points for Roosh. 50-43, pressure in the backcourt by Johnston. 1-3-1 full court press. Dowling gets it across the timeline. Here's Drew Morrow with it, top of the key, and the Dragons drop back to man-to-man.
Good patience by the Maroons, breaking the press.
Underneath, shot off the glass, too strong, no good by Drew Morrow as he came over and faced up on the block. And underneath, a layup, no good by Johnston. Richardson taking it coast to coast, left it too strong. Rebound Dowling. Here's Sheck in the front court. He's guarded by Proctor. Davis with it, and he was bumped and finally fouled by Taylor Proctor. That'll be his first.
At this point, the Maroons would be really helpful if they continue to move around without the basketball, lend some help, take away the one-on-one play that sometimes we get sucked into doing, and really go out there like a 5-man team basketball, and that it's really been helpful for them, at least in this game.
Colin Clark, Ryan Kleppe check back into the Dowling lineup. There's Morrow with it. It's top of the key to Kleppe. 2, Davis Sheck. Maroons running their offense. Johnston stays man-to-man. 24 seconds on the shot clock, and now Morrow's 3 is blocked by Tornabane in the hands of Johnston. Rebound
just
to the
not
Dragons.
Not the shot that you're looking to take at that possession.
And now Sheck forces the turnover into the hands of Dowling. So turnabout is fair play.
Got away with it.
50-43, Dowling by 7, under 5 minutes to play. As it went into the hands of Kleppe, and Dowling wants a full timeout. We will take it with them. As we have 4:52 left to go, fourth quarter, Dowling 50 and Johnston 43 here at the Johnston Gym, along with Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo, back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Join the Iowa Catholic Radio family for the celebration of Holy Mass at our Chapel of St. Gabriel the Archangel on the first Friday of every month at 11:30 a.m. The chapel is located at our network studios, 1355 50th Street, Suite 500 in West Des Moines.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742, Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Kelly Franson from St. Joseph Catholic Church in Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Johnston gym. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo. 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Dowling's lead is 50-43 over Johnston. Dragons played in the state championship game last year, losing as Maroons worked the ball inside, and a whistle and a reach-in foul on Johnston. They tried to get inside to Sheck, and he was fouled.
I think it's a great timeout by Coach Steele King. Get your team reorganized, really work a nice play to get Sheck on the backdoor cut there and really had an open layup, but got caught by the reach-in to draw the foul. That's foul number 6 by Johnston.
And that resets the shot clock. 4.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Maroons trying to protect the 7-point lead. The Dowling's lead has been as much as 12 tonight. Johnston did have the lead briefly in the first half of 4. And the Maroons now with the basketball playing catch on the perimeter. Dowling against a Johnston man-to-man defense. Here's Sheck. Davis picks up his dribble. Gets it to Ryan Kleppe. Kleppe in the lane. His shot blocked out of bounds with 5 on the shot clock. So Dowling will have 5 seconds to get off a shot as we approach the 4-minute mark.
Maroons struggle a lot with that 10-second offense that they got to put the ball up within 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Dowling gets the ball in bounds and reverse layup too deep and out of bounds to Johnston. As you know, that's the thing. I know we're not post presence because we don't have the big guys, but when you're in the post, you've got to make sure your spacing's correct. And Kleppe that time got too deep.
Got a little caught off guard, but it goes back to that 10-second offense. If the Maroons can work that clock down to 10 seconds, but again, if they continue to attack, the shot clock doesn't even exist for them. But once they get to that 10 seconds, they got to find a 10-second offense.
There's Richardson for 3, and it's good. He's got 14 points, and all of a sudden, here comes Johnston. 14 points for Richardson. That's his second 3 of the night. And it's 50-46. Dowling's lead is now 4. 3.5 to go. Here's Marr guarded by Tornabane. That'll be an interesting matchup.
Certainly, Tornabane certainly has the height, and they're running a switch.
Now here's Sheck. Pull-up jumper, left elbow, no good. Tip, no good. And ball slapped in the hands of Johnston. And a loose ball foul on Dowling as Proctor came away with it. And they're going to get Dowling for the foul, and that'll be on Colin Clark, his second. Team foul number 5 on Dowling. Johnston with 16 fouls, so Maroons will be shooting free throws in every Johnston foul, but Dragons right now making a comeback, trailing by 4.
Try to get them, if you're Coach Steele King and the rest of the Dowling coaches, get the Maroons to quit watching the clock, play their game, and continue to do what's been successful is attacking the basket, which they had a couple opportunities to attack the basket that possessions. They just turned it away and continued to pass the ball around the perimeter.
All right, Prestige Taylor in the lane, tries a pass, and it's stolen away by Dowling. Now bodies hit the floor. Dowling trying to call timeout, and they're going to call a jump ball, no possession. Coach Steelkin said, hey, Davis had it for a moment, but so did the other guy for Johnston.
Drew Morrow does a great job keeping the ball alive. Colin Clark goes diving for the ball, has possession, and I think every Maroon is calling timeout, but the officials are looking down at seeing who has the possession. If they just look up, and they got about 10 guys calling timeout at them.
So you've got to have control, and you have to be in control, not your opponent, and that's what Johnny Getting and Michael Tomlinson figured out. Now Johnston with the ball. They work underneath. The shot off the backboard, no good. Out of control comes Taylor Proctor. Rebound out to Dowling with 2:40 to go, and Dowling up 4.
It's great help defense by the Maroons.
Here's Marr on the baseline. Can't get a shot off. In the lane, a head fake, a shot up, and it was partially blocked. No good. The shot by Riddick Metten. Rebound Johnston. He's had an opportunity there, but Tornabane altered that shot and actually got a piece of it. And here's Johnston with the ball with 2:15 to go. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Certainly the guy you got to find on defense is Tornabane.
Now here's Tornabane. Turnaround shot. No good. Held into one shot. Great defense that time by Dowling's Riddick Metten. Rebound the Maroons. 2 minutes to play. Timeout Dowling. And this might be, I think they're out of 30s. We'll have to see. It is a 30. 2 minutes to play. Dowling up 4, 50-46. We've been on this score for a little bit, so both teams have had empty possessions. But, Jimmy, this is what counts. The next Johnston foul puts you at the free throw line. And if you can make it a shooting foul, you're going to get 2 free throws.
Well, I think it's another great timeout by Coach Stilking is really get these guys understanding where they're at in this game, quit watching the clock, continue to attack the basket, and quit giving up easy shots, which I think they're doing. They're looking to kill the clock more than they are trying to score points. And at this point of the game, you better start scoring points because Johnston has scores all around their lineup, and so you got to at least try to meet them shot for shot and attacking the basket. If you can draw a foul, it's even better.
Other games going on tonight, the Battle of Waukee at Waukee Northwest, and we haven't got a score at halftime, but that's been a battle. We'll keep you abreast of that. Valley's at Urbandale, Southeast Polk at Ankeny, Hoover at East Waterloo, North at Marshalltown, Lincoln at Fort Dodge, East at Ames. Those are all girl-boy doubleheader. Grandview Christian at Roosevelt tonight. That's a boys-only game. Now the timeout. Dowling with the ball, and they turn it over. Steal by Johnston. This is Proctor with it in the lane. His shot no good. Rebound Dowling. Metten with the rebound. The foul in the backcourt on the Dragons, and Metten will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
I think the officials are doing a very, very fair, balanced job of keeping this game contested. I think each shot's being contested. There's a little bit of body, but they're letting them play through it a little bit.
Well, Coach Frick was asking the referee who called that was Michael Thomason, saying, hey, wasn't there contact? And I said, you know what? Proctor went in kind of, out of control, and you're not going to reward that. And this crew certainly won't. This is the state championship crew. Free throw good by Metten. What a job he's done tonight. 9 points, got his first varsity start. And as you mentioned Friday night, this young man was at Waukee a year ago.
And this is what Riddick brings, is a little bit of size, at least for this Dowling team, and athleticism, and makes 1 of 2.
Yeah, second free throw, no good. Rebound Richardson for Johnston. Dragons trail by 5, 51-46. Minute 35 to go. Now the ball tipped on the bad pass by Johnston. Richardson retrieves it, and here's Proctor with it. Might have got away with the travel. Inside to Richardson. Now to Proctor on the baseline. His shot blocked. Blocked by David Scheck. Rebound Dowling. Here we go the other way, and Scheck trying to be fouled in the backcourt. They get it across the timeline to Colin Clark. Clark to Scheck. Minute incredible. 10 to go. Dowling by 5. Backdoor cut. Metten. 20 in the shot clock. Dowling trying to kill the clock. 17 fouls on Johnston. In the corner it goes. Long three up and no good. Rebound Dowling, and a foul on Johnston as they'll get Taylor for the foul, and 2 free throws coming, I believe, for the Maroons. We'll see. Yeah, Prestige Taylor picked up the foul, and it is 2 free throws coming, Jimmy. With 57 seconds to go, Dowling up 5, and free throws for Metten.
One thing I've always learned in my short basketball career is find the weak side rebound. That's where Riddick Metten found himself. Gets the rebound, goes up hard, but gets fouled, and is rewarded with 2 shots.
First free throw good. Metten with 10 points in his first varsity start. Second one coming. Eyes the bucket. And the free throw up. Good. Metten with 11 points.
Maroons with Kleppe, Morrow, Riddick Metten, Davis Scheck, and Colin Clark in their lineup.
Dowling will stay man-to-man. 50 seconds to go. Maroons lead it 53-46. Here's Richardson backing in. Shot in the lane up and off the mark, no good. Rebound Dowling, and a foul on Richardson. He missed the shot, fouled it, and then he fouled the defender. Let's see if that's foul number 3 or 4. 4th foul on Richardson. That'll send Dowling back to the free throw line, and here's Riddick Metten at the line.
You're seeing 3 Dowling guys attacking the board right there, and certainly blocking out everybody around them. And that's what you got to do late in these ball games, and then converting on free throws is huge.
19th foul on Johnston. Free throw no good. 5 team fouls on Dowling. Actually, Dowling has a foul to give. And now down the lane, a shot up, no good. Maroons had a foul to give. And 2 shots coming for Johnston as they get Drew Morrow for his 3rd foul, and free throws coming now for Johnston and Nate Ruish, who's 1 for 1 at the line. He'll get 2 shots here.
Expect a full court press after the make here, and again goes to ball handling for the Maroons.
First free throw good.
Not having Joey Coppola again goes back to my point that huge. So who's going to handle the ball for the Maroons? Certainly get Kleppe out there, Drew Morrow, Davis Scheck.
Second free throw no good by Ruish. Rebound Dowling.
There's your press.
1-2-2 full court press. Dowling breaks it. Here's Scheck in the front court. He's double teamed. Get it to Colin Clark, and a whistle and a foul on Proctor. And now Clark will go to the line for 2 shots. That'll be the double bonus. Proctor with his 3rd foul, team foul number 10, and Dowling in the double bonus. And here we go. 27 seconds to go, 53-47 Dowling. Clark's free throw no good. He is yet to score tonight, hoping to score here. 2-possession game for the Maroons. This could make it 3. Second one on the way, rolls through. 54-47 Dowling, 25 seconds to go. Tornabane with it in the front court. Launches the 3 over Morrow. He banks it off the glass. No good. Rebound Dowling in check, and that might do it. Davis has it poked out of his hands. Stolen away by Morrow. Maroons in the front court. Dowling will just hold the ball. Here's Clark with it, and that'll do it. 5 seconds to go, and Johnston's going to concede. And the Maroons now have snapped a 4-game losing streak to Johnston with the win, 54-47. How about that, Mr. Cataldo? Dowling getting their first win on the road this year, a 54-47 win here at the Johnston Gym.
You listen to Coach Steele King during the halftime of the girls' game, and it didn't sound like he could land on the moon as confident or lack of confidence that he had, going into this. But he was just hoping that his team would come out, play hard, rebound, and that's what you saw of the Maroons. You saw that early in this game. You saw them continue to attack. They got away from it a little bit towards the late first half, but then you continue to see them attack and put pressure on Johnston throughout the second half, and they're going to be rewarded walking out of this gymnasium on the road with their first win of the season. Tremendous effort by the Maroons.
Certainly was. Congratulations to head coach Clay Thiel-King as the Dowling boys pick up their first win. They're now 1-2 on the season as Johnston falls to 2-2, and it was Dowling a 54-47 winner tonight over the Johnston Dragons. Along with Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo, we're going to total up the numbers, come back with our post-game show from the Johnston Gym, and we'll get that all totaled up. I want to thank our supporters and sponsors, including Skeffington's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. Final score in the boys' contest, Dowling 54, Johnston 47. And in the girls' game, it was Johnston defeating Dowling 55-39. So the Maroons come away with a split here at the Johnston Gym. Back after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Do I have to believe everything the church teaches?
Would you join the NRA if you hated guns? Be a doctor if you intended to make people sick? Win the World Series if you were the Chicago Cubs? No way! If you did, you'd be doing something completely contradictory to what you're supposed to be. In the same way, if you say you're Catholic, that means you believe and do your best to live out everything the church teaches. And although that doesn't mean we can't ask questions, it does mean that you have to have faith in the truth that is Christ and His church. So what about groups like Young Catholics for a Free Choice or Dignity? Well, they're kind of like doctors who decided that they like the idea of doctorness, but don't really need all that traditional nonsense about making people better. They've rejected the very meaning of Catholicism, that there is one objective truth and His name is Jesus. What's the term for someone who rejects the truth in favor of a lie? A heretic. That's not a very pretty word, but at least it's honest.
For more, go to youngcatholicminute.com.
Encounter Jesus and local Catholics daily. Tune in to Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of the Daily Mass from St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines, weekday mornings at 10:30, or listen anytime with the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides tuition assistance for families to send their kids to our Catholic schools and 65% Iowa tax credits for you. Give to ctoiowa.org.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
This is Marilyn Lane, and my parish is Sacred Heart in West Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And welcome back to the Johnston Gym. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, final in the boys contest. Dowling Catholic defeating Johnston 54-47. The Maroons grabbed their first win of the year on the road. They're now 1-2. Johnston falls to 2-2 with the loss tonight, and still totaling up the numbers tonight, Jimmy. One thing I can tell you, Dowling 13-17 from the free throw line. Anytime you can make more free throws than your opponent attempts, that's a good thing, because Johnston went 4 of 7 at the line tonight. So that's good news, and certainly turns the tables on what happened Friday night at Ankeny Centennial, because it was just the opposite there. The Maroons didn't even get enough free throws compared to Ankeny's Centennial's attempts, but that is a positive story right there, Jimmy.
Well, that's the production you get when you attack the basket like the Maroons did tonight. They were highly aggressive throughout the game. A couple minutes here and there, they got away from it, but throughout the ball game, they were attacking the basket. When you attack the basket, one of two things are going to happen: is that you're going to get a layup or you're going to get fouled, and if the Maroons can continue to do that, good things are going to happen. And that's for the first time that we've seen the Maroons is playing with the lead late in games, and that's what we saw out of them tonight. But at times in that fourth quarter, I think you got them looking at the time clock rather than continuing to play their game. I thought 2 very, very smart timeouts by Clay Thielking in the fourth quarter really got them regrouped and got them to understand a great half-court set to get an easy 2-point shot. And so I thought it was a great job by the coaching staff.
Well, it certainly was, and I think he wanted one earlier, but he couldn't get the timeout because the jump ball was ruled. So the timeout you're referring to came after that, Jimmy, and it paid off. And I can start with the scoring if you would like, or would you like to do with
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, you're correcting me on something I know I'm right on, but that's okay.
What are you talking about? Remember, he tried to get a timeout, and then it ended up being a jump ball, and he got nothing. And
I was talking about the 2 timeouts during the set.
No, I was talking about before all that, because Johnston was making their run out, and all of a sudden, that's when you needed the timeout, and then they played on.
You see, this is when you start transitioning from me and Coach DeVinny. You and I got to get on the same page here. I mean, there has to be some type of chemistry here.
Says the guy who hasn't got his neighborhood situated yet. You haven't helped the poor guy who's laid up put up his Christmas lights. I still don't understand that, but that's different. I won't transition to that. I'll keep the neighborhood out of it. All right, let's take a look at Dowling's scoring tonight. The Maroons had 2 players in double figures, led by Drew Marr with 16 points, followed by Riddick Metten with 11. Metten getting his first start of the season tonight. Ryan Kleppe also with his first start. He had 4 points. Davis Scheck with 7 points for Dowling. Others in there, this guy named Dante Cataldo shot a corner 3 just like his mom used to do back in the day. He had 5 points with a pair of free throws to add to this 3. 4 points for Ryan Kleppe. And, again, 3 points for Andrew Niangi off the bench and 2 points for Nick Frericks. Again, Dowling 13 of 17 at the free throw line. For Johnston, the Dragons had 2 players in double figures, led by Nate Roosh with 16 points. Jalen Richardson with 14 points. 9 points for Sam Tornabane. 4 points for Prestige Taylor off the bench. And then 2 points each for Logan Carey and for Jacob Simpson. Tay Proctor, starting guard, did not score for the Dragons. And Carter Loney came in, the young sophomore, 0 for 2 at the free throw line, as Johnston went 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Jimmy?
For the team statistics, Dowling goes 12 of 29 from the field, 41%. 5 of 16 from the three-point arc, 31%, 30 total rebounds, and I really think that's a huge difference in what we've seen from the Maroons in the first 3 ball games of the season, but 30 total rebounds by the Maroons with 10 turnovers. For the opponents, Johnson Dragons, 8 of 21 from the field, 38%, 9 of 16 from 3, 18 total rebounds, and 12 turnovers. I truly think that the Maroons' defensive strategy coming in with the 1-2-2 zone, laying off a little bit with the top of the key possessions, allowing Johnston to shoot those, understand who the shooters are and who are not. And I thought the Maroons did a great job transitioning mostly in that zone, but in and out of that zone and man-to-man. Really was a nice job catching Johnston off guard tonight.
It certainly was, and I tell you what, Dowling put that 1-2-2 zone. I think it was midway through the first quarter. Did they get to it that early?
We talked about Coach Nick Wagner, who's now at Johnston, has been with Dowling for several years. But Johnston, do you think that caught Nick Wagner off guard a little bit? We haven't shown a zone, and I don't know how many games we talked about it. That
Not
when
this
was
year.
the last time we've seen Dowling run a zone? But Dowling comes into a zone, and I'm sure Coach Wagner had a nice scouting report on Dowling, but that had to have caused them a little bit of issues early in the game, and they never really adjusted to it.
Yeah, it's hard to say what Johnston faced in their first three opponents. We haven't seen a whole lot of zone until tonight. Actually, we said that with Scott Babinett during the girls' game. We haven't seen a bit of zone all year, and then tonight we see both teams use it and use it effectively. Johnston used it in their comeback, and Dowling using it for the win. As the Maroons tonight, I thought, showed composure. They went 4 of 7 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter. And again, they shot 13 to 17. And you're trying to close the deal. The Maroons have not been in that position all year, and it's unfamiliar territory. But how do you close this game out? Well, I think you've seen some kids grow up, and yes, their leading scorer, their quarterback Joey Coppola, is going to be out for some time with that back injury, and they needed a leader on it. That's the Joey Coppola time with grinding the ball, getting free throws, and tonight they found others that did that.
Well, when it really meant something in this fourth quarter, the Maroons only had 2 turnovers, and during the time when Johnston was pressuring because they needed possessions, I thought the Maroons, as we talked about, did a nice job with their possessions, working the ball around, breaking the press, not showing a whole lot of or showing a lot of composure, getting the ball down the court. But we talked last game against Centennial. Drew Marr, one of your leading scorers coming back this year, only had 4 points against Centennial. And tonight, leading all scorers was 16. Was a big difference in from Friday night to Tuesday night tonight. If you can continue to get Drew to attack the basket, certainly output like this is what you're going to have.
All right, we'll recap the scoring before we close things out. Dowling and Johnston were tied at 15 at the end of the first quarter. The Maroons outscored Johnston 12-8 in the second quarter. Dowling with a 4-point lead at halftime, 27-23. And in the third quarter, Dowling came out and outscored Johnston 19-13. The Maroons led by 10 going into the fourth quarter, and Johnston outscored Dowling 11-8 in the fourth quarter as the Maroons win it 54-47. The Maroons now improve their record to 1-2 on the season. Johnston falls to 2-2 on the year, and a lot of interesting things happened for Dowling that were good. Lineup change with getting Kleppe and Metten into the starting lineup, bringing Nick Frerichs and Nyangi off the bench, and as Coach said, Coach Thilking said at halftime of the girls' game, he said, hey, it's not a punishment to them. It's just that they see a lot of it was matchup with this tall Johnston and big and strong Johnston team. It was just kind of a matchup thing, and of course the Maroons playing without a true point guard as the injury to Coppola, and I think that was shared by about 3 players tonight, including your son.
Well, I just think all 9 players who got an opportunity in the game all contributed, and that is so incredibly important for this team. What Kleppe brought to the lineup is a little bit of size. Certainly, his ball handling and attacking the basket was a positive for the Maroons tonight. But again, when Nick Frerichs got into the game, I mean, it was go time for him as well, and he played very well holding the basketball. Metten truly contributed with double digits scoring tonight. But a well-rounded effort by the Maroons. The one thing coming away from this is playing with the lead. And I think that's one thing you take away is how did we play with the lead? Did we watch the clock, or did we continue to play our basket? And at times I think they watched the clock. But at the end of the day, you come away with this. They rebounded. That was the one thing I think Coach Thielking wanted to come away, is how physical we were going to be on the boards, and 30 total rebounds for the Maroons. Was certainly a huge positive in this win. No
question. Dowling coming in averaging 25.5 rebounds a contest and get 30 tonight. We also want to mention Jack Odie off the bench with 3 points. That was in the first half.
Huge 3.
That was a big 3 to, I think, stem the tide of a Johnston comeback. But everything with the Maroons' way tonight. In the boys' game, girls' game was won by Johnston, 55-39, as second-ranked Johnston knocks off Dowling Catholic, who is 6th ranked, and that sets up Friday night's girl-boy doubleheader. It's a top 10. It's a top 15 girls matchup, and number 1 Waukee. And I know that game's going on CISN. 42-38 at last report in the third quarter. Waukee Northwest, ranked number 2, leading number 1 Waukee with Omaha Blues. So that'll be a fine finish there. Something to look forward to. And that's what high school basketball should be. Did you see the crowd in that gym?
It's
CISN. Look at that. That's in the bleachers, behind the bleachers.
So, I mean, you'd like to enjoy these games, these
that's
wins.
Awesome.
What happens, and you really don't get a chance to, is that you got to get back to work and really try to figure out how you're going to slow down Waukee and
yeah.
Omaha and the way he plays. And certainly it's going to be a mismatch, but I think, there's something to be said with the zone that these kids can play, and certainly take away some of that aggressive attacking to the basket that we've seen with Valley. All 5 kids were attacking the basket.
Centennial.
And with Centennial.
Yeah.
And if you can get away with these opponents, missing some threes, which certainly Johnston missed their fair share, and Centennial felt like they did not. It comes back and you get a big win on the road for the Maroons.
All right. Well, at least we stay out of controversy tonight. I know last time we had a little controversy in your old neighborhood or your neighborhood, so I'm
these
glad we
late
stayed
nights,
away from it.
What I've learned is I got to turn on the radio at my house. I have 2 dogs who are puppies. When they're home alone for this extended period of time, it just scares me what they're going to be tearing up. So if I turn on the radio and I can put in these subtle call-outs, it may work.
Is that what you're doing?
I'm thinking about it.
So those stats aren't right.
Well, no. You may get a call out here or there, and you're going to wonder what the heck I'm talking about. Just It's these subliminal messages to my dogs to make sure they're not tearing up my house.
Google does make dog sounds. We play it for our dog during the day. I mean, you could just say,
That's a Christmas present.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but Google does a good job with that, playing music. Well, Jimmy, thanks for joining us. Now we go further west to Dallas County. You get your permit worked out so you can get over there, but we'll be at the Waukee Fieldhouse.
When is our first home game?
A week from Friday.
So we play at Waukee and then at Southeast Polk?
And then at Dowling.
Wow.
So it's going to be.
Doesn't get any easier.
Ankeny at home a week from this Friday, so it's going to be a while. So get your road uniforms on and be ready. And, hey, we got to thank Mike O'Connor and all the folks here. They did a great job. OC's down there. He's got his own post-game detail. I guess he does that now, win or lose, because he's an athletic director. It makes no difference what his routine is. But all I know is
we're going to work on a platform for you so we don't have to stare through these fences.
Look at those guys over there across those TV side. TV side gets the cameras, the guys dress up, and they're on a platform. Here we're floor level, and we had a few people from the Marr family. I think maybe the Zedekers were standing up, and you just had to see through it. I did. I had no problem doing that. We'll work it out. Thanks to folks here at Johnston High School, including Athletic Director Michael Connor in his first year, along with Tammy Nelson, Melissa Cross, Randy Sparks. Sparksy does a great job getting us all set up, but you're going to help me tear down a little bit?
Yeah, sure will.
I got a lot of cord to wrap up here to get going. All right, our next broadcast will be this Friday night, Dowling at Waukee. Pregame at 6 o'clock, girls game at 6:15, boys to follow. And for everybody involved, I want to thank tonight's sponsors. Appreciate them. For everybody here in our broadcast, including Jennifer Phelps, along with my partner Scott Babinett and Jimmy Cataldo, this is Mark Hamadale. Final scores for the final time tonight in the girls' contest. Second-ranked Johnston defeating Dowling Catholic 55-39. In the boys' game, it was Dowling defeating Johnston 54-47. Dowling boys pick up their first win on the road. Until next time, this is Mark Hamadale saying goodnight and so long. Have a safe and blessed faith-filled week.
Our coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.